Hey, I think we're live. All right. Welcome to the stream. Good morning, Grace, wherever you are in your living in a non-living space environment, or whatever people are saying lately. Wild stream from Ben and Grace yesterday. VP was walking around in the dark this morning when I checked on her stream. Been keeping up somewhat with Joy being in New York. She's posted some interesting videos. But today we're going to watch. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for understanding that I wanted to take. I really had to take yesterday off. I feel relaxed, rejuvenated. I'm ready to take on 1987 Memphis. I got new movie reviews. I got a bunch of taste tests, including Korean style fried chicken, wavy potato chips, Gordon Ramsay, all that kind of fun stuff. What's up, KP? But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all the news I really have. I didn't really watch much because I was just kind of like chilling out yesterday. But anyway, this is CWA Championship Wrestling out of Memphis. We're gonna watch 2 episodes, and then I have a third thing if we have time that's still in wrestling, but it's not an episode of this. And I also want to say that next Friday we will be ending Memphis 1987. We'll have seen every episode, so we're gonna have to like. You wanted to try those chips. I noticed when I went to the store yesterday, I bought them the other day. They were gone. I don't know if they got rid of those 3 like vote for the chip flavors or what. But anyway, I'm assuming you guys are going to be okay with just going into CWA 1988, but we'll talk about it next week. Anyway, let's get started. CWA Championship Wrestling out of Memphis, November 28th, 1987, as seen by the audience in Evansville, Indiana. Here we go.
Oh my goodness, what a group we got here today. Hello again, everybody. Lance Russell and Dave Brown. We're right along ringside, and boy, we have got a whale of a crowd for a whale of a show, Dave.
Oh, we do.
Wow,
indeed.
whale of a
We
crowd
have a
and
Southern
whale of a show.
heavyweight championship match coming up right here today on Championship Wrestling. Bobby Jaggers, the Hangman, with the title. The King is going to try to take it back. A lot of people
Which
consider
King?
that Lawler's belt.
Oh,
He's gonna try
Lawler.
to win it back right here today.
One of the people that considers it Lawler's belt is
You think we should skip 88 entirely?
Lawler himself, and brother, he'll be trying to get it back, and they've got the special time limit.
Dude, I feel great after that cookie. I ate a CBN cookie last night. It was only 10 milligrams, but man, it didn't like make me sleepy. But once I was asleep, like I slept like straight through, and I had a little bit of a hangover this morning, but like I feel great.
One falls off.
I'm ready for Memphis. I'm ready for Point
I
Watch.
don't think I have to identify that. You pretty well know that music in there. That identifies, well, maybe he's gone away somewhere. So what else we got on the show today?
Well, we got the Nasty Boys coming in.
That's
going
right,
against,
Thomas
Manny
Wyatt. We got the
Fernandez
Nasties
and Hector
back.
Guerrero in a match. Hector's music right there. Jeff and Billy will be here. Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis a little bit later on. We'll also be looking at a new name. We'll be looking at the Hangman, a tag team we haven't seen before.
The
out of Waco,
Hangman.
Texas. They'll be going against the Midnight Rockers, and of course, as we said,
Oh.
that big championship match.
We're going to meet a new tag team, by the way. They're going up against the hot new team. I'm sure the Hangman will fare very well.
Yeah, Steve Kern, by the way, is going to be here to do. I've been wanting to.
What do you think the odds are that whoever's under the Hangman mask or somebody that's like we know that's going after the Rockers, or do you think it's going to actually be just like a generic tag team?
Talk to Steve where it is on camera, and he said he's got a few things to say, so we'll be talking to the fabulous one himself.
Oh boy, look at this.
We had our party last week. What are you guys doing? Oh, yeah, great.
You know something, Daddy? You know what this is? This is the anniversary of Do You Remember the Alamo? All over Mexico, people are partying. They're getting down.
This is the anniversary of the... Wait a minute. What?
I got something for you.
Will you guys just hold this stuff up?
Oh my God. This morning, all have a party, you understand? I know how you have people respect the memory of the Alamo, you understand what I mean?
Yeah, particularly when you guys... Oh, yeah.
We came prepared. We got one to do the brawl.
You give us a break.
I typically only get the little hangover though, like if I do it and then I go to sleep. Like if I do them on stream and it doesn't have the same effect. But for some reason, especially with the CBN, if I sleep after the edible, then I typically wake up like a little bit, whatever. But like, man, that wore off. And maybe it's because I drank that energy drink. I'm smoking heavy indica and drinking an energy drink this morning. Great combo.
We're letting you in on a celebration.
Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah.
that makes
Come
you
on.
happy.
Yeah, there you go.
They've now celebrated the Alamo.
When we celebrate it in the royal country where our royal language is spoken, we call it the slaughter at the Alamo. And all you volunteers in this state and all the other states that came to the Alamo, oh, did they volunteer to get slaughtered? We won. You remember that? We remember the Alamo, and we celebrate it with our anniversary every year. And this is what we call it, slaughter at the Alamo. Remember?
Okay, with the understanding that the wrestling audience has shifted somewhat, but I still think is pretty close to its usual demographic. I just think it's shed a lot of like the casual fans over time. Like, I think this would get crazy heat in multiple ways nowadays. I think this would be a really effective. But then you'd have all the like media, the people, which again, I don't even think it's genuine. I don't even think people would really be that upset about it, but I think that people know that they could make money off of the outrage. But I think something like this could get over now.
You know why they only brought 2,000 of us down there? Because they only had 5
They might
cars.
actually be deported, though, is a big problem. Wait, is that who? Venice Dad.
Why they all let the horseback go? Somebody forgot the jumper cables, man.
Huh?
Hey, we're going to take a break. We're going to be back. You guys go ahead.
Well, do you guys remember the I didn't get to see the Dark Side of the Ring episode about it, but I'm assuming they talked about it. When Muhammad Hassan had his run, they had got masked guys come out like terrorists and attack people. Like, can you imagine if they had people dressed up like the agents come in and like arrest Manny Fernandez? Or whatever the equivalent is, the LWO, I guess.
You know why them guys at the Alamo were so fired up, man? They were ready to do something. Do you know? Because they put this stuff in their breakfast. See, they woke up and they put this chili powder in their breakfast.
Jalapeno peppers.
Oh, yeah.
Jalapeno peppers, baby.
Hey, wait a minute. We got somebody. Anybody want to be on TV this morning? Huh? Anybody want to?
Vince's dad, no.
Anybody come on?
I'm assuming you're talking about Vince McMahon. I don't know who most of these guys' dads are.
What do you want somebody to...
Let me go find you.
Oh, here we go.
Wait, go get you something. Hey, Hector! Hector! There's one way over there. Come on! Hey, Hector!
You guys got a match coming up here in the ring, and here
Oh,
we
this
are.
is
Boy,
great.
having fun and games right
Oh, they want a girl. They don't want a guy.
Have you ever been a member before
What's
your
your
life?
name?
Elizabeth?
You're
Elizabeth,
crazy,
you know what this is?
Elizabeth.
This is the hottest thing.
Yeah,
This is the
man.
most exciting thing that you will ever imagine or taste in your life.
Chile pepper.
This is what we call in my country, biting the chile.
Man, that guy walked right up, didn't he? They had to walk him back.
Question? Do I have to bite that?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Wait,
I
what?
live in Texas. It burns my tongue.
This is so interesting, the idea. Maybe it was back then when they didn't have all the like Carolina Reaper and all that kind of focus on just pure heat, and you wanted like heat and flavor. But it's really funny that people would be like really averse to just eating part of a jalapeno.
I don't think you got any. You got no chili pepper
Just
eaters
like the
over
volunteer
there.
state, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got no guts this morning, you understand? They all want to come on down here. Come on down here.
I mean, Sergeant Slaughter defected to the Iraqis during a war. Like, if they could do that, I mean, you know what? Wrestling's always done shit like that.
Come on down here. Who's going to do
Hey,
it? Go
we got to get a match.
Look at Lance Russell with the hat on. Oh, and Dave's got one on too.
They all volunteered and got slaughtered. You know what I'm saying? They're volunteering out here, and they don't even remember. We want to get somebody down
Too
here to
spicy.
show
Well, that could be
why
true.
This is the
That's
most
true, I
awesome
guess.
tool in the world.
They are too hot for you? Wow. See, I legit, you guys have seen my videos. I eat pretty like basic food normally. I had no idea until I was like 40 that I could eat spicy food. Like I just assumed that since most of the stuff I eat is pretty like basic that I couldn't eat spicy stuff. So like jalapeno, I never knew that like jalapeno was like considered like hot.
That's it. That's what got us so fired up. Here we go.
Have you volunteered for this now? And your name is what? Gayla.
Okay, I
Oh,
want you
boy,
to
Kayla's
decide
out
exactly
here.
what you're gonna bite, okay?
You can't eat anything spicy at all?
No.
You sweat too much from peppers on food? Wow. See, that's wild. Like I honestly like I that's how I thought I was. I just never tried it. And then when I tried it, like I tried the okay, they had ghost pepper chicken fries at Burger King, and I thought, man, those sound so good. Like I wanted to try them even though I knew they were probably too spicy, but I figured I'd like eat one of them and it'd be too spicy, but I ate them and I didn't even think they were hot. And my friend that tried them too, he thought they were just like insanely hot, and that's like the first time I knew that like maybe I could eat some spicy food.
Oh, yeah. Now, push it down a little bit there. Okay,
Darling.
Lack of taste. The heat can overpower the flavor. Oh, look at this lady.
That girl.
Hey, you gotta eat your pepper now. You gotta eat your pepper. What's wrong with you? You understand?
Well, I think isn't it? Don't you think that it's kind of individualized too? That like if you're extra susceptible to heat, that maybe you like the heat is such a factor that like it outweighs everything else. Whereas if you're not, then you can if you're more tolerant to the heat, then the flavor comes. You know what I mean? There are things that are spicy that I think are really flavorful, but then whenever you get into the stuff that's like engineered just to be hot, like where they're like, this is the hot, like the entire point of eating it is the heat, just as a novelty, then I feel like it probably like burns out the flavor for a lot of people. But does that make sense? Do you think that's true, that like the more tolerant you are of heat, like the more the natural flavor is able to come through? I don't know.
Now you know what they're fired up. Look at her. You know what
You like spicy flavor, but not heat?
It's all in the pepper seeds. You see that? It's got little pepper seeds like that. And those little ones that are dropping, those are the ones that are hot.
Yes.
So all you people out there, all you imitators of the Mexican food, remember what makes it hot. It's the hot pepper called jalapeno. Jalapeno. baby.
Jalapeno.
Okay, celebrate in the ring, if you would, please. Come on, guys. We've had enough time here. Let's get up there.
What are you
Get-
talking
Doritos.
about? What do you got up there? There's nothing up there. It's just a blank.
Which
square ring.
Doritos?
You will have to want to
There ain't nobody up there with any guts. A referee. Who's got any guts? Who's got
Oh my God.
On the anniversary of the Alamo.
I forgot what I was gonna say. I thought of something and then I forgot it
We
immediately.
lost our
There's two
volunteer.
sides to the story. And this is our side, and on our side, we won.
Our volunteer just left.
Look at that, lads.
Boy, she is turning up.
Oh, here we go. The Nasty Boys are going to show them. They're going to show them that eating a jalapeno is nothing. Brian Knobs is going to shove the jalapeno up his own urethra to prove to them how tough he is. Look at him hugging the Nasty Boys. This is wild.
Find out how much you're celebrating.
Anything spicier than nacho cheese, that's fair. I don't think I've ever had heartburn. I don't even what does it feel like?
We've got a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match coming up here. Introducing, at a total weight of 568 pounds, out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, Brian Knobs and Jerry Sag, the new Nasty Boys. Going against him at a total weight of 488 pounds, from Texas, the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez. And from Mexico City, Mexico, Hector Guerrero. They're the Mexican connection.
Are you talking about the sweet? Is that the sweet and spicy?
One fall, 10-minute time.
I guess because again, I'm not a food person and I eat really basic foods. Like I always thought that like if you could buy it at Walmart, it couldn't really be. I don't know why, but I just thought if you bought it at Walmart, it couldn't be that hot. Like that they wouldn't just put a product on the shelf that could like make somebody pass out. You know what I mean?
Time limit match. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Allentown,
That'll start
great
just
wrestling
before the
town.
bell, it looks like.
This ought to be quite a scrappy.
Yeah, Manny Fernandez.
Yeah, I think they're out of range.
This
We've
is
really
crazy,
had it.
dude. What a match this is. I hope they get a little bit of time. Feels like a mini. I don't think I've ever had heartburn then. I don't remember ever feeling like that.
Hobbs in there with a raging bull.
I've gotten like a head, the brain equivalent from drinking something. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Circle K has an exclusive Mountain Dew slushy for the summer.
And Manny Fernandez right after him. There's a reversal.
Hey, Ganglebush. Oh, Golden Sriracha. Oh,
Dumped him
I
over his
love
back.
those.
Good move by Brian Knobs.
About to burn one? Hell
Bring him
yeah.
back close to the corner. He does not go for the tag, though. Instead, he wades back to the center of the ring and heads for Brian Knobs.
You vomited? Holy shit, man.
Jalapeno pepper.
I don't really throw up very often.
He's red in
It's
the
been a
face.
long time.
Trip to the water
Probably like 10,
fountain
15
there.
years.
Man, those things are so hot. Boy. I made that mistake one time. I had to put my head under the faucet.
Still didn't help much.
Actually, it's been longer than that.
Manny down with Brian Knobs in the ring. Fernandez.
I was dating a single mom like a long, long time ago, and her kid was sick, so I babysat the kid while she was at work, and the kid got me sick. And I woke up in the middle of the night the next night and like exorcist vomited. But I think that's the last time.
He got a 1 count.
I've never had that before.
Jerry Sag able to bring the shoulder up, prevent the count.
That sounds awful.
Nasty boy.
Who's peeking from the doorway? Where at? I don't think anybody's peeking. Cicero, maybe.
Hector Guerrero outside.
What are you seeing? Like here? This down here. This is like dirty clothes
They
on the other
distract
side of
you
the
from
thing.
what this is, wrestling, but I'll tell you what, this Fernandez and Guerrero make a rugged team. We see him handle Brian Knobs over to the corner.
I'm smoking some lemon cherry gelato.
Illegal, but that didn't stop him. There's a tag on the bull.
Bull comes in and picks up Brian Knobs. Fired into the ropes.
Man, this smells rank. It's
Runs
gonna be
into
good.
that big elbow.
Ugh.
Fernandez to the corner. The tag on Hector Guerrero. Hector finds nothing but the mat as Brian Knobs is out of the way. Here's Jerry Sag coming back in. Sag.
Yeah.
Guerrero across the ring with that.
So we watch them in order, Ganglebesh. Like we're watching all of 1987. So it's this. We're seeing like the continuing storylines because we're watching it like week to week.
Drag.
We're watching them like in chronological order, I should say.
Big clothesline and a cover. Fernandez in, Knobs in, all 4 of them in the ring.
Water? That's not right.
Referee trying to get Knobs and Fernandez separated.
Come on, ref.
Meanwhile, Hector picks up.
Ooh, a standing doomsday device.
Puts him down. Count is at 1, 2, 3.
Yo, clean win over the Nasties. They must be leaving.
Wow. 6 seconds over the Nasty
Wow.
Boys.
Fernandez, boy, I mean, he slipped up and busted him hard. Wow.
Oh, herniate the
They
muscle?
Celebrate. We're going to take time out. Be back in just one moment. Okay, quickly want to tell you, brother, that Wednesday night,
Were any of you guys watching Grace's stream yesterday when Ben was upset? Well, listen, someone in the chat, right, was typing the N-word in a tower. You know how people be. They were spelling it. Well, I saw it, and I figured I don't like to use mod powers. So I knew ZXV was in there. I knew a bunch of other people in there, so I didn't do anything about it. And they spelled it, and then Ben said something that I thought was funny, so I put that little blue laughing face like I do in the emoji in the chat. but it happened right after the tower finished. And I think Ben thought that I was laughing at the fact that they had put the N-word tower in chat. And he was like, get the marijuana out of your mouth and start moderating.
Something else. I mean, top to bottom, it is a dynamite card. One of the matches, a Southern Tag title match, where the titles with the RPMs will be up against the hair of the Midnight Rocker.
Oh, shit. Titles versus hair. Look at this outfit choice here. Interesting.
That's exactly right, Lance. First of all, we had to put up money.
Oh my God. He has on a long sleeve sweatshirt that says buckwheat say Ote.
We had to put up a ring. We had to put up a car. Well, now, boys, you got to put up something. And the only thing we could think of that would make you look more stupider is without your hair.
If you eat takeout too many times in a row.
We'll find that one out. RPM's titles, hair of the Rockers be going. Final match, yeah, it's happened and been put together right there in Evansville.
Steve
Kern,
Kern.
Jimmy Jack together. No
Oh,
single
and Jimmy
match is
Jack.
going
I
against Lawler and
love.
Jarrett.
Oh my God. Look at this shirt. I need that
It's hard
shit.
for me to have a partner, first of all, because of all the problems I've had. But I've got full confidence in the man standing on your left. I have no problems with that. All I want to know is, how come Jerry Lawler doesn't have the guts to step in there and go one-to-one?
I love, my God,
toe-to-toe,
pineapple is
nose to
one of my
nose.
favorite
Lawler,
flavors.
You got no guts, and you're starting to show all the people, not only in Evansville,
He's trying to be cute with
but
his
everywhere
racism.
else
There's
you
a
go.
lot of
You can't seem to get in there and do it by
race-related stuff in
yourself.
Memphis.
Jeff Jarrett, you're in a bad spot. And
Especially
you're gonna
toward
wish you never got in
Asians.
this position. I'll tell you what, the king of the sissies tried
Get
to
out, get
murder
out.
us.
Shut up,
He
get the fuck
tried to
out.
hurt us.
You suck.
When you hurt somebody, you better make sure
I hate Jimmy Jack Funk. I hate that he's a funk. I hate that, like, even though we know, like, that he's not a funk, I hate that, like, he's a funk. You know what I mean? I hate it.
Sissy Jarrett, you're mine.
Oh man, I love to like get the put the pineapple like chunks or whatever in a bowl. Oh, and just eat them eat them out of the bowl. I love that.
A little later on, we got that
I don't cook anything with pineapple. I don't think. I think I just eat the pineapple.
Southern heavyweight
Or
title.
if it's in a
I thought we
drink, I
already
guess.
had got here.
Strawberries though, I like to put the strawberries in the bowl and then put like a light layer of sugar on them. And Bethadone Clinic really got on me about that. She said that's bad.
You gotta keep this on there, geez, bro.
But her mom said that was the way to go with the sugared strawberries.
What is happening?
Hey, Hector, give me a break, will you?
Listen, grabbing a thing by the neck ain't the same thing as grabbing this pepper and using it and eating it in all your foods. All your people, remember, please, you gotta have it, you gotta do it right. Everybody that don't do it right, he's doing it wrong.
Whoa, yo, man. Whoa, did you see that? Holy shit. Boom, man, Manny Fernandez, what a pro, dude. Dude falls down and saves it. Oh, fantastic. Whoops. Ooh. Man. Oh my gosh, that could have been bad. Ooh. His feet went right out. Yeah, that was a tough fall, man. And he just, oh man, that was impressive.
Hector Guerrero bit that pepper and is grinding it down in Bill Dundee's eyes. Boy, you're a couple of real he-men.
Excuse me? Hold on. Lance Russell finds this behavior offensive. This guy comes out of nowhere and ambushes them after they've already had a match, and somehow they're like responsible for it. Come on. Oh man, his feet just.
Down in his eye is what they did.
Lucky he knows how to tuck his chin. Yeah. Don't you think that's true? I mean, I think it's almost inarguably true about the wrestlers. Like, so much of the stuff that they do would like so injure a normal person. Like getting like when you see somebody take a stiff power bomb, it's like the reason that they're able to do that is because they work like all the time on strengthening their neck muscles and like, you know what I mean? Like there's so much stuff that like would just annihilate a normal person, and they just have to like do it and keep going. Well, Beth said that it draws away from the flavor of the strawberries, but I don't think it's that bad as long as it's like a light layer of sugar, just enough to get a little bit more sweetness on them.
I'll tell you one thing.
I agree 100%. Absolutely. I got in a ring and ran the ropes, and I was like, well, first of all, it hurts. Running the ropes sucks. Like, hitting the ropes sucks. Running, it's like you get at least I'm not in the best physical condition, but I've seen people who were in great shape who got gassed running the ropes, or who took a simple body slam and were like, nope, that's it, man. Like, they took the slam, you land it flat back, maybe get the wind knocked out of you, and they're just like, that's it, I'm done. Like, it's, especially back in this day, I don't know how everything works now.
They have it, yeah. Yeah.
But I will say that back in the day, you hardly ever saw major wrestlers get injured, and nowadays you see it like almost constantly somebody's getting hurt.
They have absolutely no compunctions about doing anything in the world. Guerrero takes it, bites the end of the pepper off, and grinds it down into Billy's eye. Okay, we got a match coming up here. If we can get to that, let's see if we can bring them on out here and get some wrestling instead of all this Alamo celebrating and stinging peppers in people's eyes.
Here we go. My mortal enemy. Oh, here's the Hangman.
Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis up in the ring right now. This is going to be a 10-minute time limit match.
He should keep it on. It's really cool.
523 pounds.
They need to make a Lance Russell figure and then include the Cinco de Mayo party hat.
Out of parts unknown.
And two motherfucking peppers on the side.
With a total weight of 438 pounds. Out of Lexington, Kentucky, Billy Travis. And from Hendersonville, Tennessee, Jeff Jarrett. 1 fall. 10 minutes.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. I didn't get a video of it. I got a video of the woman in case there's an injury suffered by the goat. But I saw this white trash lady shove a goat at the zoo. I was so pissed.
And then it's Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
She was like, it's hurting me. It just took its little hand and, like, you know, they tap you to let you know that, like, they're interested in getting food. And she acted like, she just, like, shoved the goat.
Dave, if you can,
I almost hulked out right on the spot. Oh, look at the Hangman, my God.
We have in the ring Billy Travis starting quickly over to the corner, makes the tag.
I don't remember that, Caleb. I don't really remember much about the women's tag team titles, to be honest. How you doing, though, buddy?
Double upper arm in the
Hope you're having a wonderful Friday.
To the corner, makes a tag on his larger partner.
Is this Don Bass and Dirty Rhodes?
But the bigger of the two assassins steps into the ring to face Jeff Jarrett.
No, wait, hold on. No, wait, I'm sorry. These are not the Hangmen. These are the assassins. So these are completely different masked. Okay, never mind. This is different. I'm sorry, my bad. I thought these were the Hangmen. The Hangmen are wrestling the Rockers. Okay.
Assassin claims he had his mask pulled.
My producers let me know in my earpiece that it's the wrong tag team.
Travis up on the middle rope. Here he comes. Right down across the top of the head. The assassin hits the mat.
I don't really like women's wrestling, to be honest, for the most part.
He finally got him off his feet. Look at Billy Travis. He does it.
Although I'm kind of coming around on it because I've been watching WWE Evolve on Tubi, and they do really quick matches, kind of like Memphis does, where, like, you know, they're just a couple minutes long, or maybe like a long match is like 5 minutes or so. And I'm kind of starting to like that because the matches are quick and there's like a focus on a promo. They have like a studio environment. They have like a VIP section where the wrestlers who aren't wrestling will come out and sit to like taunt the people in the ring or just to get, you know, TV time.
Incredible. Guy's got to weigh 270.
Yeah, we need let's make this abundantly clear. Let's abolish all realtors.
Billy body slams it. Billy and Jeff fire him into the rope. Jeff Jarrett. Takes the assassin over to the corner. The tag is made. Here's Billy Travis coming back in.
I like Timeless Tony Storm. I feel like for women's wrestling, I don't know, it's sexist or whatever, but like I'm a gooner, so I love looking at Adam. So it doesn't, it's not like, it's just literally that like most of the matches that I see that are women's matches just don't really, they're just not very much fun to watch. And a lot of the promos just feel like generic wrestler promos. Like the people who stand out, I think are fun to watch. Like Timeless, oh my God, Awesome Kong, dude. Awesome Kong, amazing. And like we've talked about her before. She made it to TNA, I think, but that's as high as she got. But Mickey Knuckles, I loved watching Mickey Knuckles wrestle. We watched Rain. Rain was fantastic. So there are really good women wrestlers, but I feel like when you try to 50-50 shows, like they have to be even, like so many women's matches and so many men's matches. I just think you should just pick whatever the best matches are. And if you want to focus on a women's division, then like highlight your best talent or your up, you know what I mean? Or your rising talent.
Second time he body slams that huge assassin. He drops down, flying through the air. Billy to the corner. Tag on.
Do you want me to do a live stream from outside of a realtor's office? It's me with an abolish realtors sign.
Jeff.
Mickey Knuckles versus Mike Levy. Holy shit, man, yeah.
The assassin off the rope. Jeff.
Mickey Knuckles, though, for real, like I'm being 100% honest. Mickey Knuckles, I always looked forward to her matches. Like I saw her live. I can't even count how many times. Like, I thought she was just a really fun wrestler to watch. She had a really good attitude. She was good on promos, really stiff, like hard hitting. It's rude to say this maybe, but like she wrestled like a guy. So when she wrestled even like Ian or people like that, like it was believable because she just seemed like so, you wouldn't doubt Awesome Kong in that kind of moment either. But like, I don't know. Mickey Knuckles to me is just one of the all-time like wrestlers who I don't think ever got to where she like, her talent deserved to be.
Drop kick. This might be it. Count 2 and 3.
Still killing it on the deathmatch scene. Yeah, I heard that. I followed IWA Mid-South. I went to all the shows for like, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years. And like, I just saw so many Mickey matches. Ugh.
Jeff Jarrett and Billy.
Mickey Knuckles against Jimmy Jacobs at, I can't remember where it was at, but it was for the IWA title. And if you can ever find the Q&A, I asked Jimmy Jacobs during the Q&A, I'm like, so Jimmy, how are you planning on spending your last day as IWA Mid-South heavyweight champion? And he was like really playing like the arrogant heel back then. It was before he became like that dark goth character. He was just an asshole heel. But that was a really good feud he had with Mickey Knuckles.
Travis put together the victory here over the huge team of the Assassins. They're headed out after the victory, 201. We're still mopping up here.
Yeah.
Open house sabotage. I don't want to do an open house, though, because I don't want, like, regular people who are just trying to find a house to suffer. I want only the realtors to suffer.
We're still mopping up. What do you say?
You know what I mean?
Right
I don't
here.
want. I'm trying to do precision strikes. Beautiful placement on that drop
kick.
kick.
Next match, yeah. Things are shaping up here a little bit. Boy.
Well, I don't blame Billy after what they did to him last week, and boy,
exactly,
Russell.
Russell.
What they did today. That's they took the jalapeno pepper. There's still a piece of one and ground it down into his eyes. And we're about ready to go with the next action out here in the ring. John Paul, who will have a large size
Stream chat favorite John Paul in the ring.
task ahead of him today, Dave.
Boy, he does. Here comes his opponent right here.
It's like when I do my lives, like I don't want anybody to like interact with me and then like if they think I'm weird or whatever, that's okay, or just thought I was cringe, but like I don't want anybody to feel like they had like a negative, you know what I mean? Like I don't want people to be like to feel like they got like I don't want anybody to have a really negative experience, unless they're an asshole, and then that's different. But
Jimmy Jack Funk out of Amarillo, Texas. He's into the ring. John Paul still warming up. Jimmy Jack Funk tries to jump him from behind.
we're all getting pissed off about realtors.
This is a rematch, Dave. You remember he jumped him from
Jeremy.
behind last time.
Sure did.
John Paul was ready.
This time, John Paul.
Please win this, John Paul. I've never rooted for you before.
Jimmy Jack Funk does not get the advantage of surprise.
Man, he's a big dude, though, man.
Jimmy Jack Funk still has those.
Look how big Jimmy Jack Funk looks here. And in WWF, he just looked like a regular guy.
Boy, it's a different score.
Do you think that is interesting that, like, people who look like, think of Ted DiBiase, like in WWF, a lot of people, he was like the chicken shit heel and everything. But then if you look at him in real life, he's just this like massive dude. You know what I mean?
When he's sitting there waiting on
John
him,
Paul
it's not
Levesque.
like being popped from behind. Jimmy Jack Funk jumped him last week, and John Paul said, hey, I want to crack back and it's even on this thing. And now, here they're at it. John Paul, who has been coming along and looking great in the last few weeks, is in there head up with big Jimmy Jack Funk. Boy, he is a big guy, isn't he, Dave?
He is. He weighs in at 245.
Realtor Royal Rumble.
245. Boy, there's a move that was working for John Paul.
I'm just gonna go to the real estate office and I'm gonna do a picket. I'm gonna do a protest at the realtor's office.
So close to the rope, it didn't work at all because he went into the rope.
Yeah, but Jimmy Jack Funk helped it out, I think. He
Yeah, that's
saw the
true.
opportunity, and he just pulled him back down and choked him on the rope.
John Paul, not in good shape right now. He started out really looking good. Look at Funk using the rope. Yeah, you can see him. He had that bottom rope. He's pulling up on it, which gives him more pressure. He's standing on the side of the head of John Paul. Referee counting, trying to get him.
Count him
Break
out.
that up. Yeah, keep counting. Funk with the clothesline, and John Paul hits the mat.
Jimmy Jack zeroes in with that.
Well, and think about it. It's me. If you watch old 80s sitcoms, what's the one job? Or not even 80s sitcoms. Even Francine Smith became a realtor, right? How many sitcoms and stuff, for somebody who has no other, like, who's limited in what kind of jobs they can get, what kind of job do they always get? Realtor.
Right hand back and then goes for the throat. While the referee's counting on him, Jimmy Jack continues and breaks it right at the last split second. John Paul.
I feel like if I had a realtor over to my house and then I talked to them like this, they would probably think they were going to get murdered. They'd probably call the cops. Silently call 911. Thank God that's over, man. I'm just not a fan of Jimmy Jack Funk. Terry Funk, like my all-time favorite.
Against the rugged Jimmy Jack Funk.
Had that one little error in there that
Except for
happened,
like
Jimmy
what
Jack
that brief
Funk turned
Hogan
it
run
around,
in
and
the
he
WWF
hung
80s.
him on that rope over
But that's
there, and that was the
nostalgia.
change
Terry
of the
Funk is like my
entire match
grown-up favorite.
As John Paul goes down to a defeat. We said a little earlier, we'd agreed that we wanted to talk out here with Steve Kern on camera. Steve said he had some things to say, and fine, we've got some
Look
things we
at
wanna hear
this
him say.
outfit. My
First
God,
of all,
man.
Lance Russell, you know, I'm getting an
Imagine me walking into Kroger like this, man. Wow.
awful lot of flack. And it seems like it started right here in Memphis. You know, I've been in Florida. I semi-retired for a while. I moved down there with Stan. I moved down there with Jackie Fargo. And I tried to start a little bit of a different lifestyle, trying to pick and choose when I wrestled. Well, now it's come to a point where everybody's starting to point the finger at Steve Kern and saying, well, you're in the wrong, Steve Kern. You can't seem to accept the fact that Jerry Lawler didn't purposely burn you. Well, let me tell you something, Lance Russell. I made this trip deliberately and on purpose, and as an inconvenience to myself today, I flew up here this morning just to clear my name or at least try and reconcile here. Because, first of all, I've been a professional wrestler for 16 years.
I know this is a great
I'm proud
look.
of what I do for a living, and I'm going to stand behind
Very,
it 100%.
very 80s.
I'm not 7 feet tall, and I don't weigh 300 pounds, so I've had to fight and scrap for everything I've
Ski
got.
outfit, definitely the
And I
top,
don't
yeah.
back down from any man, no matter what size they are. And I'm not
I would wear.
backing down from
I
any
would love to
professional
have
wrestler.
stonewashed
I don't
jeans.
care if they're 9 feet.
I've been trying. I have my pair that are like regular. They're like light jeans, but they have like the paint splatters on them. But like they're so the holes are getting like they're failed holes. The holes in the pants are failing. So I need new ones. But like I want to find a pair of like stonewashed with paint splatters on them.
Feet tall, because I don't measure toughness by the size of the man. I measure by how long he stays in this profession.
Very
and
thin belt,
survives.
it looks like.
Now Jerry Lawler is in the
His
wrong,
aunt's shirt,
and I've
fair.
seen the tapes. I've relived this thing over and over again. I can hear you out there. I hear you saying no, he's not. But you weren't in my situation. I guarantee you that if you pan this audience out here, that you'll find somebody that they'll shake their head and that say that I am right.
Look at that guy. He's like, yep. I'm pointing at the TV. I'm sorry. I forget you can't
I feel like
you're
that I
seeing
took
your
my
own
stand.
thing.
Maybe I took my stand and I disappointed a lot of fans. Well, that doesn't break my heart, because I'm not in this profession to make fans happy. I'm in it to make a living. Anybody
He's
that
turning
goes
the high
out there
beams on.
and with one thing in mind, and that's to make the people
Something for
smile,
King TL.
is in the wrong profession. This profession is made for making money. Now I came up
With
here,
orange makeup
I came up
on
to
them.
defend my case. I came up here to ask publicly in
I
front
don't
of
like
everybody
cheap
if
suits.
I am wrong.
Cheap.
and
Well, I
you
do
heard
like
just
cheap
as well
suits,
as
but
I
not
did.
cheap blue suits. I'm not a blue guy.
Okay, now, I'm not asking you. I am not asking you, and I'm not asking Dave Brown, because first of all, you've got to be the president of the Jerry Lawler fan club.
That's
So you're
true.
not a buy-in
That's true. Absolutely.
by a judge. But if I can get, let's say, Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett, he seems to be a young upcoming wrestler. Let's get Jeff Jarrett out here. I mean, I'm not trying to pick from one side of the dressing room or another, but let's say Jeff Jarrett. If Jeff Jarrett, you got to be watching the monitor.
Oh, here we go.
Now we'll just see how much of an education Jeff Jarrett's got from his father, from Tojo Yamamoto,
That
from
outfit
Jackie
is just
Fargo. Jeff,
absolutely
I'm going to
outlandish.
ask you point blank, right to your face, take my glasses off, and I'm going to ask you now, as a professional, not quite with a year in this business, but you've lived it, you've grown up around it, you've seen all kinds of circumstances, you know how I feel. I've watched you as an older brother situation. I've given you a lot of advice. Now you tell me, am I
I like
wrong,
this guy and
or
his
am
buddy
I right?
back here that's behind their heads right now. This guy here. This guy and this guy.
Please, let's hear what Jeff's got to say.
You know you're putting him on a spot out here.
Double J Beetlejuice set. AEW there's not a Jeff Jarrett figure in like the modern lines, but there is an online exclusive at Ringside Collectibles of Jeff Jarrett in the like steroid era. But I keep hoping that they'll go back and make like an old school Jeff Jarrett too. Beetlejuice, I don't know. That's kind of a reach with a guitar to smash over his head.
Put you on the spot. I know what you're going to say. I've already had my time with you. Well,
Don't you think it's weird that Tony Khan has all this money and that he's doing nothing? I guess WWE does sign a lot of people to Legends deals, but you know there are people out there that have figures that people would buy, and like, why doesn't Tony Khan use a little bit of his dad's money and get us some of these crazy fucking figures? Like why doesn't he pay the money for like to put out a Bruiser Brody in the AEW line and just call it Legends? Like WWE released Abdullah the Butcher figures, and he never wrestled there.
I don't really like your sweater.
Hold on just a second. Hey, come on now. We don't.
Well, are you asking a sissy to take your side?
Hey, he asked him a question. He didn't ask him to take a side. Listen, I'm looking at.
Look at this group of people.
Steve Kern asked him a question. I just simply said he's putting him on. That's right, but you just stay out of it, Mark, and I'm going to answer the question. Steve, you asked
Like,
me.
I thought he was a big
and I'm gonna
wrestling
say it
mark. How come the
perfectly
figure
honestly,
line
Steve,
isn't
point blank?
like more
As you
expansive?
said, I've grown up watching wrestling. I've seen a lot of situations. And in this particular situation, Steve, I think you were wrong. He didn't intend for that fire to hit you, and it was intended for Don Bass. As you said, I've grown up watching it.
You honestly believe?
It sucks too because finally, both like the two major companies make figures that are compatible, and yet Tony Khan refuses to, unleash the. He could think of all the WCW era people that he could make. He's like a big fan of the Attitude Era. Make some of those people. Where's the AEW Val Venus figure? He's not going to get a Legends deal. Make a Val Venus. Only you'd have to call him Sean Morley, I guess. But still.
Believe that in the bottom of your heart. You can look me right in the eye and honestly believe that.
AEW, that's one of the things they actually do. They did release Owen Hart figures, and I kept putting off buying one of them because they were online, so they were a little more expensive. And then I think I completely missed out on it.
That if you were in my situation, if you were in my position, that you would say, okay, it's all right.
I missed out on the Briscoe brothers too online. I'm like so pissed at myself for that.
I know I've watched Jerry Lawler over the years, and I've watched you over the years. Jerry Lawler did not mean to throw that in your chest, and that's all I've got to say. You asked me for my opinion.
He's scared of toys.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake.
Yeah, beaver cleavage. Oh my God, totally. They did release though. WWE under the Ringside Collectibles thing did put out a head. Or no, are they? No, hold on. No, they're at the Mattel like adult collector webpage where they're just like, oh yeah, these are the same figures, but we're going to charge you like way more money because they're adult collectibles, even though they're the same toy. But they put out the headbangers, but it's just too expensive.
Now you want to show your fellas you're talking about you're not wrong. Go up there and help him.
Oh, I'm supposed to go up there and help a guy that just disagreed with me, right?
Hey, he just
Smoking indica and drinking an energy drink at 9 a.m.
I keep my nose to myself, and I keep my nose out of other people's business. If that's Jeff Jarrett's fight, then let Jeff Jarrett fight that fight.
Yeah, but I mean, okay.
No, that's my...
Oh yeah, jobbers would be fantastic. Santa Claus, there you go.
Oh, Davey. We've got Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, both in the ring with Steve Kern.
You could make he's a WCW guy. He could make the whatever that Jorge, whatever his name is, the Giant Gonzalez. He could do a bunch of WCW jobbers, or why doesn't he put out like luchador figures and stuff like that? I don't see anybody making them in America that could compete with him money-wise.
Kern and Jimmy Jack Funk.
Yes, a figure of the hand.
Jimmy Jack slams Jeff's head into the...
You had the AWA Fabulous One figures? That's awesome. I had some of them, but I know I had Baron and Carlos Colon, but I can't remember anybody else that I had for sure. Yeah, Elegante. Public Enemy. Why couldn't he put out... There's tons of ECW guys who wrestled under their real names or never made Legends deals. There's just so many figures. Why don't rich people do something fun with their money for everybody? Like that would be so awesome to me if I could be like, oh yeah, I'm a billionaire, but like I put out like the greatest, like we're honoring wrestling in all these great ways. Like, come on, man. How much money does Orange Cassidy need? God damn. Psychosis. Oh man, that would be amazing. Oh shit. We'll look at that again. That would be really cool. It's me, because all those lucha guys that were in WCW, that you could like have different like masks and shit. Let's rewatch this with some context here.
Jimmy Jack Funk into the corner. Steve Kern.
Oh my God, I would pre-order El Dandy. I hardly ever pre-order figures. I would 100% pre-order an El Dandy, and I did pre-order Jacob Fatu. I want to make sure I got one of those. El Dandy would be sick.
You jumped up in there and...
Oh, remember that one guy? Dean Malenko dressed up as him one time. Ciclope. That would be a crazy looking figure too. It looked like a muscle. Remember the old muscle figures?
I've done it with Lawler and then nailed Jarrett. We're going to take a break right here. We'll be back.
You had the Road Warriors. Boom. I bought flash paper one time at Dallas and Company to take down to the IWA, and then Ian Rotten used it on the 2 shows that weekend.
It out, Nate.
Mulkey Brothers.
That's why we're having
yeah,
this
of
match.
course.
If you don't mind, we'll wait and let that
Oh,
determine who's gonna end up with it.
Laparca.
It is, in fact, a match for the Southern Heavyweight
Oh, shit. Title match on TV.
Introducing the challenger for the title at 234 pounds out of Memphis, Tennessee, the King, Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, he got a good... that
Going
looked
against
really
him,
good.
The champion, the current holder of the Southern Heavyweight title with his...
Who did Ian throw the fireballs at? I'm trying to remember who was feuding with at the time.
Bobby Jaggers, look out behind. Jaggers with a cane, nailing Lawler.
Yeah, he took Nate the Rat's cane and
Nate the
nailed
Rat.
Lawler right in the head with it. The bell signal to be rung, and there goes Jaggers throwing him out on the floor over there. Nate the Rat, who hadn't been anywhere.
Why doesn't
near
Tony
the
Khan
chair
put out a
he's supposed to be
figure of
sitting in
himself?
yet. It was his cane that Jaggers used to slug him right in the head with it. Jaggers with Lawler pounding him hard over by the ring post. Boy, Jerry just never had a chance when he got started with that. He's got his...
We haven't seen him a lot. But I guess he's wrestling on all the like circuit shows. But we haven't seen much Bobby Jaggers, and he's like the champ.
Look out! Yeah, I saw how he got that way too. You hit him with a cane. We've already told the people his Lawler's head busted open and blood
Nate the
going
Rat.
down. Bobby Jaggers supposed to be the AWA Southern Heavyweight.
Like, can you imagine going to this every week? Like, what an experience it would be. Like, the memories you would have, like all the incredible like matches and promos that you saw. Like, I'm even getting like FOMO seeing the Evolve on Tubi, because they run out of the same studio every week, and so it's starting to have like, you know, the crowd is starting to like kind of like TNA during the Asylum days. Like, I just think it would have been such a like just amazing that you could just go see this every week.
Wrestling champ. He hadn't showed us a wrestling hole yet. Hadn't even been in the ring, but very little.
Or maybe like that's something in VR that I would actually be interested in, if they could make it like, if they could make it where like you could have like an immersive experience in this, you know, and create like the AI you could see the actual matches as they happened, but like the AI would make it so that you could see them from wherever your seat was in the crowd, you know? I bet, Jeremy, it's just like, I loved going to IWA and stuff, but it was monthly maybe. So like there was always a show to go to every weekend, but they were all over the place. He tried to book it so that like a particular feud would stay in, you know, Midlothian or in Vincennes or whatever. But it's just, you know, when you've got a month or two between shows, it's just not the same. Like going but even that was like super fun. So I can just imagine like going and having like seeing the storylines play out every week.
But don't count the King out. Referee Jerry Calhoun looking at that cut. Into the rope. Big elbow. Jaggers kicks him
Well,
up
this
by
is
the
free.
hair.
This show, to go to this show was free, but they do have Lance runs down a lot of special offers sometimes for the kids.
Loving him right where his head is busted open.
I bet, man, that would just been amazing. He probably encouraged them.
Wild here today.
Well, you get the kids, you get the parents, and if you get the kids in for free, the parent or cheap, the parents are more likely to buy whatever, you know, a picture of, you know, Bill Dundee for their kid or something.
Well, Jerry, we've seen him off to slow starts in matches, but man, oh man, this one he is just, when you're against a guy as big and rugged as the Dunlop, Kansas
I would go every week. I would be there when an hour, 2 hours, whatever you had to be, so that I could get the same seat every week. Like, I would definitely be down for that. In IWA, I just ended up making a deal with Ian where I wanted the same seats for me and my friends, like every show. And I just even though they didn't really have assigned seating for very many shows aside from like the TPI and the King of the Deathmatch, like I just bought that block of seats. Like I just prepaid for them because I wanted that, like, you know, loop experience.
Southern heavyweight champ. It's hard to give away what he's giving away. Suplexed him over, counted 2, and Jerry got the right shoulder up.
I sat like, okay, hard cam would have been like right behind me. So like hard cam was looking over most of the time, like where I was at.
Jaggers was in a heartbeat of...
So it was like the camera was shooting the opposite side of me, but I was in the front row, like I was right below the camera pretty much.
Jerry Lawler being just brutalized by Hangman Bobby Jaggers.
Still able to prevent the 3 count, just barely. Lawler on his feet. I think Jaggers had his fingers in his eyes.
Crowd hoping that Jerry
Picture you on Jerry Lawler's shoulder holding a title belt. Wow, dude.
A long way to come back. Jaggers,
that's crazy.
Has been unable to get a 1-2-3 pin on him. But Jerry
with the king
needs to make one of those great recuperative efforts right here, and this may be it. Yeah.
Straps coming down.
Jaggers misses in the corner, and now it's Lawler.
Yeah, absolutely, KP. That's a great studio show, too. Oh, there went Nate. Oh, man, he sold it. Nate the Rat took a bump, man. Oh, he hit the chair. His foot, that probably threw off his trajectory a little bit. Couldn't brace himself. Sorry, I got to see it one more time.
Here comes Nate the Rat up on the ring.
Man, what a pro.
Lawler nails him. Oh, and Jaggers grabbed that kick.
They do have figures of the people that I'm talking about, some of them, but they're made by I'm sorry to call them shit companies, but they're shit figures. I mean, we have the two major companies are going with like one design, and I would think the best business decision would be to make your figures as close as possible legally, just like AEW did. They ripped off the Mattel design, but a little bit better, and then Mattel came back and changed theirs to be a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like making them not compatible with the major feds is just so weird, such a weird business decision to me. But it's probably more expensive as opposed to just making shit figures that don't move. Sorry, I'm getting worked up now. Nate the Rat, though, shout out. He had one chance to take a bump, and he took one. That was great.
Jump in there.
Funk hammering Lawler with that cowbell. Kern grabs him. Nate the Rat not far away with that cane. Funk and Kern, look out. Jaggers getting his shots in too.
Boom.
Lawler being... Oh, here comes Jeff Jarrett in with a piece of 2x4.
I mean, I think you should at least make them like posable, you know, something.
That is not your belt. That's the...
Hey, he's winning the belt, Jerry. What's he doing? Taking it away.
Bring the belt.
That's Nate the Rat.
That was no disqualification. You lost it, and that belt does not belong to you.
Man, I can tell I drank that energy drink. I've been
What
yapping.
you do with it, you didn't win the belt back, and you're not the Southern Heavyweight Champion. As referee Jerry Calhoun goes after Jaggers. We're going to have to take a break here while Jeff helps Jerry out of there, and we'll be back with more championship wrestling action in a minute.
Okay, I got some more of that action. We're going to step back in the ring.
We've seen people in, I think, 87 for sure. There were 2 incidents where people charged the ring. I think both of them involved J.D. Costello, if I remember right.
For in a moment, boy, Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum. What a night it's going to be. Southern Tag title versus the hair match. Dundee and Travis going against the Raging Bull and Hector. And boy, that final match when Jimmy Jack Funk and the Fabulous One, Steve Kern, go against Jeff Jarrett and the King Jerry.
Keep in mind, too, on as far as people charging the ring, that we're watching the TV show. The actual arena matches, much crazier, even more heat than this. And they did shit that pushed that heat, like, past where they were pushing it on TV.
Lance, this is one I've been looking
Look
forward to.
at this atrocious. Oh, my God. Oh, no. No. Oh, my God. Look at this awful shirt. Jesus Christ.
For a long, long time. Because let me just tell you this, around the wrestling profession, there have been a lot of guys, and Steve Kern and Jimmy Jack Funk are two of them, that have underestimated this young man right here. They think that this is somebody they can push around.
My
They're going to find out Wednesday night right there in Evansville.
Yeah, Mid-South had great
anyway, just
storylines.
him on his own, he is
I wish
not
we
a
could
man
watch
to be
it
taken
here.
lightly. And I'm looking forward to it, Lance, because the first time to team with Jeff.
You think I mark out for Memphis, man? I'd go nuts
with
for
both of these jerks in the
Mid-South.
ring at the same time. Steve Kern and Funk, we don't have to worry about you jumping us from behind because we're going to watch each other's back. And if you think that little heat that you saw here on television today was something, that's nothing compared to what you're going to get Wednesday night.
Yep. That's right, Lancer. Jimmy Jack Funk, you know the score ain't settled between me and you, but Steve
Hey,
Kern,
ATF.
you showed your true colors today on TV, and me and the
I gotta
team
get a
are coming
drink.
to
I'll be right
Evansville for one reason. That's to take care of you two jerks.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this doggone night of action. It's coming up Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum. And partner, what I'm here to tell you, it is going to be a dandy. It is going to be a dandy. Kern and Funk going against Lawler and Jarrett.
Right now, this message is directed to you with the Christmas season coming up. I know a lot of you may be interested in additional merchandise and things for you to make some money on. Anybody who would be interested in having any of the CWA merchandise in their stores, please let me suggest. I'm talking about T-shirts and posters and key rings and all the things that all the fans are interested in, particularly as gifts for this time
I was thinking the poster was in this.
of the year. You have an opportunity.
We might not have time for the third thing, but we'll definitely get through 2 episodes. It's my fault. I keep yapping.
Now, if you've got a pencil handy, take this number down and you can get complete information about CWA merchandise in your store. The number is 609-423-6990. Now, I'm going to repeat that again. For the store owners only who are interested in having
Store
CWA
owners
merchandise
only.
in their store for this great Christmas season, call 609-423-6990. You'll get complete information and, by golly, have an opportunity to have a bigger and brighter Christmas for a fact.
609.
One of the items, as a matter of fact, that you can get a hold of when you
Remember that show,
investigate the CWA
227?
merchandise is this great poster on Jeff Jarrett. Let's
Here
take
we
a
go,
look.
guys. Let's go. King Tjo. Dude, King loves this, I know. I'm going to make this I know I'm positive it's in the next episode. It's been in every one. I'm going to finally make Jeff Jarrett the poster, the thumbnail.
And blonde hair.
Oh my God.
Wow. Now that's a poster.
To order your Jeff Jarrett poster, call 1-800-336-2600. That's 1-800-336-2600. Save COD charges by having your credit
Jeff
card ready.
Jarrett
Or
poster,
send a check
P.O.
or
Box
money order in the amount of $10.
Cherry Hill,
to
New
Jarrett
Jersey,
Poster,
08034.
Post Office Box 3020,
Shipping and
Cherry Hill, New
handling
Jersey,
is included.
08034. Allowed 2 weeks for delivery.
2 weeks? That's not, that's not
Okay,
bad.
I know that phone number slipped up on you. You weren't prepared for it, so I will, in fact, give it again.
609-423-6990.
If you're interested in finding out more about
If you're a business owner,
CWA
don't be calling with
merchandise.
bullshit.
Well, Dave, you know, it doesn't seem to end. We've still got a couple of brand new faces that'll be appearing this very day on Championship Wrestling.
Need a
And,
cigarette after
Tjo
that
Khan,
commercial?
number one coming
Yeah,
in.
well,
Everybody's
Tjo
leaving to
we've heard a
Goon.
little bit about. We'll also be looking at who, the Hangman?
The Hangman, yeah.
Yeah,
Tough tag team.
they'll be in there. Right now, to give you a little better comment about Tjo Khan, his manager, Mark Goulin, has got some words. Let's listen to Goulin.
My name is Mark Goulin, and I am, shall we say, a world traveler.
What in the
Having
world?
spent many years in Singapore and being a fan of blood sport, we left on a hunting trip.
Who bought the Double J poster? I think there's 2 audiences for it. Alpha Gaia. I think that the Rats would buy them, and also like it was just a different time. Like nobody would have very like it didn't. It came off as masculine back then. Like, it wasn't any big deal to have like a poster of like Rambo or something on your wall, or the other like having posters of shirtless guys in the 80s like wasn't viewed like it is now. So I don't think there was like the stigma attached to it back then. It's obviously like looking back, it's especially, you know, bizarre, but
to the mountains of northern China. There, encountering an early season blizzard, the weak were left behind. The strong climbed up the mountain to find
what's up, Jay
refuge in the
Corona?
only
Oh, it
place
did for the
within
Brian
hundreds of
last
miles,
thing.
a monastery high on a mountain peak.
I like his suit.
And that's where I first met Tjo Khan the Great. Tjo Khan was chosen as a child and trained in the most deadly of all martial arts, Mo Tu Kai Chi, pressure point manipulation. He can cause more pain and suffering with the touch of one finger than any man can with a fist, an elbow, or a knee. He is perhaps the most cunning and the most dangerous man in the world, and now, under my expert guidance, is the most devastating man to ever set foot in a wrestling ring. We've come to this part of the world to serve notice on all of your pretty boy stars.
Oh,
but their
boy.
time has passed.
Mostly gay men bought it. I mean, I don't agree with that. Certainly gay men who wanted to buy it would buy it, but I genuinely think there were sales to just guys who collected wrestling posters, guys who were into wrestling, and then I think there were also, believe it or not, women were really, really into wrestling back then. Like, the rat community alone could have sold enough posters to buy Jeff's dad that big Nashville mansion.
I'm the Great. Pack your bags, Bill Dundee. Get out of town while you still can, Jerry Lawler. Protect that pretty face, Jeff Jarrett. And Billy Travis, we will break you. We begin the reign of Tjo Khan.
Tjo Khan.
Many men will suffer.
Oh, here we go. I'm in for it. Was it a good promo? I don't know. Was it entertaining? Yes, I liked it. I'm looking forward to the character.
He comes roaring into the ring. Jimmy Jameson, who is his partner, not sure what he's got here, Dave, and I'm not sure what he's got either.
I'm not either. Boy,
It is a
Tjo
gentler
Khan
pose
comes
for sure than
roaring
like
into the ring. Jaggers looked like he was trying
the
to.
wrestling posters I had were like Legion of Doom doing like really like, you know, they're sticking their tongue out, mean faces and stuff like that, or like, you know, like Hogan after a match, like to doing the poses, or Hogan must pose. So that Jeff Jarrett poster is like, it almost looks like it's the cover of like a smooth jazz album.
Believe Jameson. Well, they really getting pounded by this guy.
He's got a peck of muscles around him, that's for a fact.
Wow.
Tjo just picks Jameson up, throws him at the top rope. I don't think they have informed him about bells and waiting until the bell rings to start the match or anything else. He just cut loose on Jameson. Got a mohawk haircut.
With a long pigtail down the back, too. Right?
Thank you for describing, making sure that the blind viewers are caught up, Lance. Very inclusive. Look at the security guards back there. Is that Keno Casino time traveling in the
Jameson knew
background?
what in the Sam Hill was happening, and I mean wham, wham, wham. He has been all over him. To the midsection. Yeah, I know the referee was signaling, you know, don't jab him in the throat. Looked like an abdominal grab. He got him, whatever it was. He came out victorious. Tjo Khan, very impressive in his first outing here on Championship Wrestling. What kind
Really?
of time,
Time out, it was a minute 14, 1:14.
Well, we, in fact, have just seen Tjo Khan.
That's true. You got to remember, too, another thing is that, like, they didn't have a lot of options for merch like they do now. Like, you had to do your own, you had to come up with all your own shit, and, like, selling. We're thinking that the audience for these maybe is mostly ordering them through the mail, and I don't think that's accurate. I think most of this stuff, the scandalous pictures and stuff, are being sold live at the merch tables.
He comes firing in here and jumps Jim Jameson screaming and hollering and took care of him right off the bat.
The Realtor? That sounds like a Disco Inferno character. Like Bill Dane, the architect. The evil architect.
We're going to see him in the ring before long.
Here come the Rockers.
Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty, the Midnight
Thumbnail coming up.
Rockers. We don't have a lot of time.
Everybody do a Bethadone face when the thumbnail comes up.
I know you've got a match coming up where the RPMs who ended up with, I won't say they won them, they ended up with the Southern Tag belt. You guys got to put your hair up for that.
That's right, Lance. Let me tell you, what is
there it
missing
is.
from this picture? It's nothing more
Seen Khan
than the
beat up a
Southern
fan,
Tag Team
spit on him,
titles. I
and
tell you
punk
what,
him
the
out.
Rockers, they never come out here and tell anybody how big and bad and rough and tough they are. We don't cry over spilled milk. Fine, you stole the title from us, RPMs. That's done. Now, we made a lot of demands on you when we were champions, and now you're making them on us, and that's fine with us. All we're telling you is this. It's that simple. The Midnight Rockers try to do one thing. They try to make a living in the sport of professional wrestling, and they try to have a good time doing it. And now people that cross our paths, they're the ones that have to pay.
Hey, Cody Turbo.
RPMs, you've made the mistake of crossing the paths of the Midnight Rockers. Like I said, we don't think we're the toughest. We don't think we're the baddest. But I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the Midnight Rockers can definitely whoop the butts of you two geeks any day of the week.
And they're
So
feuding
let me
with the
tell you what,
RPMs. That's so
RPMs,
exciting.
You've crossed the Rockers, and now you're going to have to pay, pal, like everybody else.
You're going to have to pay,
fellas,
pal.
you got your hair up against the title. Before we start this match, we're going to have to take a break right here.
Somebody was watching being like, you got to
Jerry,
pay,
we're going to have to
pal,
hold
pay,
up
pal,
just
pay,
a minute.
pal.
We're going to
They
take
just
a
stuck
break.
in their head.
And we'll see what we can do about this match. We'll take time out, be back in just a moment.
Can you be as good as the Rock and Roll Express unless you're the Midnight Express? Like,
things happen. We had hoped to get in that doggone match with the Midnight Rockers in there, but we got 40 seconds total after.
I liked Ricky Morton as a single. I didn't care for Gibson, but I thought Ricky Morton was good as a single. I love his matches with Ric Flair.
We had all sorts of things going on in the ring and outside the ring.
Maybe I feel like I've seen two, but maybe I've only seen one. Did they have a return?
And that match, and he did get the belt back from Jaggers.
Yeah, he did. It was a scrap. It looked like Jerry was not going to be able to in there because he nailed him with a cane. Anyhow, we'll be back next week. We'll have that full show right ahead of us. We hope maybe you'll join us. For Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody. All right, here we go. This is CWA Championship. I like that last episode, by the way. I feel like we got like so much content. I felt like there was like a month's worth of matches and storylines. I don't know why. Maybe it's all the drugs and caffeine. But anyway, December 5th is next. This is the show immediately following. Let's go to, let's join in progress. I'm trying to avoid that music.
Hey, good morning. Hello again,
Oh,
everybody.
the cat took a shit in a litter box.
Right along ringside and son of a gun. We're ready to go with another big day at Championship Wrestling. David.
Boy, opening match today. Jimmy Jack Funk is going to be in here, and that's just the opener. Listen to the tag team match we got coming up a little bit later on. Rock and Roll RPMs are going to be here.
Yes.
There's Hector right now.
How come they never give the Rock and Roll RPMs like the real introduction? It makes me so mad.
Don't you ever get tired of interrupting what we're doing out here?
Wait a minute. We've been thinking up a song, Manny and I, we came up with a song that you're gonna love. Now, believe me, this song is about all you gringos out there, all you tickets kids, and believe me, it's died right down to the T, and especially for you.
It was great, Cody Turbo.
Dundee. Now,
And we do this in about 2 hours from now.
Hold on here.
We had a fiesta.
Let me put my anteojos on. These are called glasses in Spanish.
Force-fed jalapenos.
Let me put mis lentes, anteojos. Okay, hold on, Lance. I got this right here. Hold this for me right here. Can you be as nice as to hold this song for me here? Okay, it was like I said, it was just written today. You can't see it. Don't look at it. It's none of your business. It's my business. Don't try to copy it because it's mine. It's copyrighted already. You understand? Steelers, just like you stole Texas. Hold on. That's what it should be. United States of Steelers of America.
What is this, man?
Hold on. Hey, wait a minute, Lance. This goes my way. Okay, here we go.
Here we
Can
go.
you put it so I can see it? Thank you, Lance.
You can read it.
Thank you, everybody.
He's got to have his notes.
Ay, gringuito. At the Alamo, we beat you.
Oh, listen to that crowd. Oh.
Can't kick my butt, 'cause I'm just
Yeah, he took a hard hit, Cody. It was amazing. Old boy Dundee come out and threw water on Hector Guerrero. Manny Fernandez came out to help, slipped on the water, took a brutal fall, and no-sold it. And just flowed right into tackling him. Amazing.
At the Alamo, we beat you. If you won't eat our peppers today, I'll bite him out and spit him out and stick it in your eye!
Get out of here. I don't want to hear. Hey.
This is one of my favorite angles right now.
We'll find out what's going to happen later on. We're going to be back in just a minute.
The Raging Bull and and Hector Guerrero and his 2
Stars out here and
jalapenos.
that sort of thing. But guys that are just as important to this program as anybody are the guys who are here every week and may not be stars. We never get a chance to interview them.
Oh, here we go.
I want to
Nice.
introduce you to a guy that we have a chance to talk to him and back. William,
The
how you doing,
Freezer.
man? William the Freezer Thompson, you know.
And if you guys are, maybe some of you might be too young to remember, but the Chicago Bears had a guy named William the Refrigerator Perry that like broke into the mainstream and like really became a household name. And this guy is like the knockoff, William the Freezer Thompson.
Him as I know him as a real good guy. We get a chance to.
Are they booing him because of that? Yes. Well, although to be fair, in Memphis, if he came out and helped, he could turn babyface immediately, and then they would cheer him. I think they'll just boo anybody who's the bad guy and cheer the good guy, regardless of what they do, whatever their tactics are. They just, you know what I mean?
Talk back there every now and then, and
They probably are racist, but I don't think that the boos are racial. I think the boos are just, you're the bad guy.
Wasting valuable time talking to a fat slob of a sissy
Enhanced
like
with
this guy here.
racism.
Look at his face. He looks just like that sissy boy Jeff Jarrett in the face.
Oh, I really
And look
wanted
at
to
that
hear
body.
this.
He's got a body just like Jerry Lawler. And I hate both them sissies. I'll tell you what I'll do. Get up in that ring.
Oh, the
and
Fridge
I'll
G.I.
show you
Joe
what
was
I'm gonna
awesome.
do to Jerry Lawler
I was getting
and
ready to
Jeff
interview him,
the
but we don't
sissy
need to be
Jarrett.
out here. Just let me interview the guy, and we're gonna.
I said, get up
You're a
there, I'm
sissy.
gonna
Let me
show
take
you
my
what I'm
clothes
gonna
off.
do to
And then with my bondage gear, my sex
We
mask.
still didn't do what we wanted to do. Okay, Davey.
All right, well, they are scheduled in a match here, as a matter of fact.
Come on.
William the
Come on, Freezer.
Thompson
Stick and move,
against
buddy.
Jimmy Jack Funk at 245 pounds out of Amarillo, Texas. The Freezer, 270 out of Arkansas. Here we go. Jimmy Jack Funk, of course, a heavy favorite in the match. Even though the big Freezer outweighs him.
Wherever your head goes, your body tends to follow.
William the Freezer Thompson in there with a truly bad dude in this Jimmy
I mean,
Jack
people
Funk.
wanted it, though. The fans wanted to see it.
Freezer never has gotten off the mark. Funk snaps him over the shoulder down
Justice for
on
sweetness.
the canvas. Jimmy Jack fires him across the ropes. There's that big clothesline.
Jimmy Jack Funk in total control of the match so far.
Ooh, nice. Oh, man, pulled him almost all the way down.
Yeah. That's it.
Man, full view of
Jimmy Jack Funk
the
wins
Freezer
this one over
scene.
William the Freezer Thompson. Did not take him long to get going and to get the victory.
No, he got it started, just kept it. Yeah.
Now save this valuable time to talk to a champion like myself. I'll tell you what, that little sissy boy Jeff Jarrett can't handle things by himself. So what does he do? He has to go get somebody to help him. He has to call the king of the sissies, Jerry Lawler. Well, I'll tell you what, me and my friend Steve Kern are gonna break you in two.
He's gonna
We're
fight
gonna
everybody.
take you down, and we're gonna beat you like redheaded stepchild. I'll tell you what, there's no referee, and that's our kind of match. We can do anything
I can take this
Uh-oh.
rope and fire.
Yeah, we've seen you take that before.
Bash their heads in, and that's perfectly legal. So Lawler and Jarrett, we're coming at you, and we're gonna hurt you.
Jimmy Jack Funk.
That was probably his best
we'll just
promo
take
that I've
time out right
seen of
now.
his.
We'll be back in just a moment.
They can't show the replay because of the ass
Coliseum
crack.
is a scene, friend, and action is the name of it. We'll give you the whole card later on, but I'll tell you one match it'll be interesting to see, and that's when the tough Australian Bill Dundee and the raging bull Manny Fernandez get it on in a single match. And for that match, Hector Guerrero is going to be handcuffed to Jerry the King Lawler. You better believe that's going to be a scrap.
You know something, Mr. Microphone? Bill Dundee thinks he's got a security blanket all nip and tuck. He's going to come to Evansville, Indiana, most ignorant city in the U.S. of A.
Yeah,
because,
true.
You know, they ain't even got the guts to stand up in a basketball court.
I gotta go to. I have to go to Evansville at some point.
They're going to come down there and put another foreigner, the man from down under. I don't need Hector unless I want him. So, Bill Dundee, when you ride the bull, baby, remember it's a long, hard ride. And in Evansville, you will wake up riding nothing but a bunch of dreams, Daddy.
You'll wake up
Look at
riding
that one,
nothing
and
but
boy,
a bunch
that's
of
not all.
dreams,
I'll give
Daddy.
you the entire card. Come you go with one of our featured bouts today. It'll have the King and Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, he's
going
terrible
against
as a
the
Funk.
RPMs. That's what's in store for you. Come
It's honestly hard for me to even be open-minded to him because I hate the fact that he's a fake Funk. You know what I mean? But I thought that was a decent promo, but I like it when guys go after multiple people and don't just stay in their like little funnel, you know, feud.
coming out right now. Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett. Right before we get them up into the ring, we're going to take a chance to
Even
talk
though
to them.
Sun
Hey,
Tzu
Jeff,
says
how
that's a
you
bad
doing,
idea.
Jarrett?
Lance, we've had a chance now to sit in the back and listen to not one but two idiots run their mouth. You know, Jimmy Jack Funk, when you just see him on television, he looks stupid. But then when he opens his mouth, he removes all doubt. You know, you think he's stupid. When he opens his mouth, he removes all doubt. You know he's a complete idiot. Now, let me tell you something, Funk, and let me tell you something, Steve Kern. It's real easy to stand in front of a camera and tell everybody how big and how bad you're going to beat somebody up. And Steve Kern, you've been making a habit of doing that a lot lately. Now, if you're so big and so bad and you want to beat us up and end our careers so bad, then why don't you just show up here at TV instead of conveniently sending in those long-distance interviews? You know we're going to be here.
True.
Why aren't you here?
True.
Jerry, let me ask you this. Kern said, and I know that he said this, he would not climb back in the ring unless the referee, Jerry Calhoun, was
to take my phone
eliminated
names.
in terms of signing the match, and I know you've got one coming up. How did that strike you?
Well, Steve Kern, it's not just Jerry Calhoun, it's Frank Morrell, it's any referee. Any referee that does his job and counts Steve shoulders out,
Yeah,
he don't
absolutely,
like him in there.
KP.
Because the referee is the man that's going to decide when Steve Kern gets beat. And what he's thinking is, with no referee in there, he's not going to
Vince
get
ruined
beat.
another
well, let me
one.
tell you something, Kern, and you too, Jimmy Jack Funk. You want a match with no referee? Well, we both signed it. You got the match. Because believe me, that is right down our alley. And when you talk about
Well, I can't
alley,
imagine
you're
he's going to
talking
stick
about
around either. I'd
dirty
say they'll
fighting,
cycle him
and you
out
are
pretty
looking
quick.
right here at the man that created about 99% of the dirty tricks that you have ever seen in professional
Wait, I
wrestling.
thought he was a good guy. Why is he breaking the
So the
rules?
match that you people saw last week, the way it ended, that's the way this one's going to start. Because there's not
Oh,
going to be a
wow.
referee to disqualify us, to count us out, to try to stop the match, to pull us off of it if we get you down. There's going to be no rules, no regulations, no referee. It's just going to be the four of us. And what we're going to do is we're going to step in the ring, and we're going to see who's the toughest team that steps out. And this young man right here, Steve Kern, is a guy that you like to think of as somebody that's just starting out, somebody that's just trying to get a career started. Well, I can tell you right now, this young man has done more in the year and a half he's been wrestling than in the 15 years put together that you've been in the ring. Now, if you think he can't uphold his end of the bargain, you got another thing coming. Is that right or not?
That's right, King. Now, you know, Lance, a lot of people have asked me what's the toughest match I've been in. Well, last week, I believe that has to rank right up there in the top three. And Steve Kern, Jimmy Jack Funk, I just got a few words to say. It's not going to be any of this stuff like last week
I
right
got
here
3
on TV.
words for you.
I'm
Wait,
watching
4
his
words
back,
for
and
you.
he's
For
watching
sale
my
by
back.
owner.
It's going to be 2-on-2 and no referee, just the way we like it.
Well, I was proud of you the way you got into that brawl when when you got going with him.
Let me just remind him one more time. No referee, no disqualification. That means pile drivers, fire, anything we want, brother, can go. So just come on down if you two jerks think you're man enough, and we're going to show you that you're not man enough.
You guys got one right in here right now that's no easy matter. So while you're fired up, keep your spirits high because we've got the RPMs coming in right now.
Damn, bro. The RPMs against Lawler and Jarrett.
Should be a very, very good tag team match right here. Rock and roll RPMs, Mike Davis, Tommy Lane coming in right now. Jeff Jarrett and the King, Jerry Lawler, already in the ring. The RPMs out of Atlanta.
Not a lot behind the promo. Not a lot. Just feels like a generic babyface promo.
442 pounds.
They never give them their proper introduction. It's bullshit.
Jerry Calhoun will be the referee for this one. One fall, 10-minute time limit.
Mike Davis, Tommy Lane, they've cut a mark in the tag team world.
Where are the art? We need like Mattel RPM figures.
Match, to say the least. I don't think there's any question Jeff Jarrett is the fastest of the four guys that are involved in this match. Boy, he has got blazing speed. He's also the smallest, but he makes up for it with that speed.
You got that right. He's starting against Mike Davis for Rock and Roll RPMs. Crowd behind Jeff Jarrett. Davis backs him onto the rope, fires him across the ring.
Maniac Mike. Come on, ref, get him off the hair.
From Jeff Jarrett.
Look at that lady in the background.
With the left arm barred.
That really got under his skin.
Tommy Lane started in to help his partner out. Lawler was watching. He was going to start in to keep it even.
What a match, man, for TV.
2 against 2 instead of 2 against 1. Mike Davis over to the corner. Tommy Lane gets... He's going to drop for the elbow, and Jeff Jarrett was out of the way. Lane did quickly bounce back to his feet. He's distracted by somebody in the crowd yelling at him. Lane better pay attention to what's going on in the ring and forget about the crowd.
He got all he can handle right there face to face with him. He doesn't need to worry about any rabbit ears or what people are saying to him.
Lane wanting Lawler in there. Yeah. Jerry said, all right, fine, tag me. Here I come. It's the King against Tommy Lane. Rock and roll RPM. They've held several tag team belts. They're in there now. In a match against the King and Jeff Jarrett. Lawler did not go head first into the turn.
There we go. Man, that was good looking punch.
And a right fist tags Tommy Lane. Mike Davis jumps in, yelling he hit him with a fist. Jeff Jarrett in there. It's a standoff right now.
Get him out of there, ref. Come on.
Jeff Jarrett steps back outside, as does Mike Davis. And we're back to Tommy Lane for Rock and Roll RPMs and the King for his team. Mike Davis in now for Rock and Roll RPM.
Facial in the cream pie. Was she feeling hot, hot, hot?
Lawler fired into the rope. Mike Davis leaps up.
Boom! What a punch.
He is, and he turns around, and Lawler popped him with that right fist again. Lawler, Jarrett looking very, very good against the Rock and Roll RPM.
One fall, 10 minutes.
I mean, he should be disqualified for the closed fist.
Wrestling as Tommy Lane takes the tag from Mike Davis, slips into the center of the ring. He's ready to do battle with Jerry Lawler. When he puts the fist up like that, Lawler's saying, oh yeah, we can do that. Lawler, well known for that big right hand. He just took a couple of right hands from Tommy Lane. Bam!
Somehow I don't think ATF media cares if the woman is thinking about anybody else. All he cares about is blasting off.
He made it effective, too. Now Lane says, hey, he hit me with a fist.
Blasting off. Busting nuts.
Never never mind that Lane just hit him with a couple of fists, right?
Come on, Jeff. Let's get the clap going, buddy.
To the corner of the tag on Jeff Jarrett. Jeff comes in. He says, hey, I got a right fist, too. Popped him in the rib cage.
Standing side headlock is Jeff hanging on to Tommy Lane. Lane uses that weight to pull him back into the corner in the turnbuckles.
Reversal, too, by Jeff Jarrett. Mr. Lane finds himself on the mat. Boy, he staggered it. Lane trying to get to the corner. Is he going to go for a tag? He does. He turns to Mike Davis and says, your turn.
Come on, Mike.
Mike Davis, the taller of the two RPMs, in there, and he meets the same face, Jeff Jarrett, with that.
Why don't they just call him Maniac Mike? That's better.
Headlock on Mike Davis. The RPMs.
And it is his nickname.
Start they ever had in the match. That's for a fact.
Oof.
Nice. Over the top, Jeff reversed right in midstream. Bam! That shows you the experience of Mike Davis.
Yeah, Maniac Mike just sounds so much better. Tommy Lane, I mean, I think he has a nickname, though.
Makes the tag on Tommy Lane. Crotches him, breaks his back right over that knee, and he's got him, picks him back up again. Good.
Oh, it was a nice backbreaker. Man, he's got him. That's what how Craig handled Grace that one time.
Down over that knee.
Mike Davis yelling, look at him. Crowd.
It's the difference between, and they were talking about it a lot lately on Wrestling Podcast, the difference between selling and reacting. Or no, registering. Like, this is selling. You know what I mean? Like, there is a difference between the two. To me, registering is for when you're in, like, fighting spirit mode, which, like, almost no one should even have. Like, there's very few times, I think, whenever people should just, like, unless you're, like, that's, like, a huge size difference or something.
Lawler trying to get the crowd behind Jeff.
Fast Lane.
Lane throws him down over to the corner, tags Mike Davis. Davis brought down with a fist across.
Well, in my introduction that I do for them, I just call them Maniac Mike and then Tommy Lane.
Wow, we've got these RPMs. I don't care what the team is. This is a team that you just
Ass bag fart stain. Are we talking about Dave Barcelo?
Experience behind him. Big Choco gets a count from the referee. Lane, front face locks Jeff Jarrett. Here comes Davis in to distract the referee, but Lawler gets the tag. I didn't see.
Oh, man. Good deal.
Lane and Davis make the switch over in this corner with Mike Davis holding Jeff down on the canvas.
If the referee doesn't see the tag, then he'll send you back every time, and that's what happened with Lawler right there. The referee was distracted by the RPM. Here's Lane back in. He's the one that did the initial damage to Jeff Jarrett.
Man, we're getting a real match here.
Get to the corner, Jeff. Head for the tag. Drop kick. He's just looking for the corner. Here he goes.
There we go. Nice.
The tag, and here comes Lawler.
Boom, strap down.
Tag too. It's Davis.
Now this is wrestling, boys. Double noggin knocker, meeting of the minds. Look at this. This is pro wrestling. Like, this is it right here.
This one could easily go to a draw.
You couldn't do that much, but like that, they handled that perfectly, I think.
Lawler slipped in there.
Oh, here we go.
Jumps in there. That's it. Now it's 3 against 2. Rock and roll RPM.
He did. He like do-si-doed him back to the corner.
Jeff not in good shape anyway.
Oh no.
He dumps Jimmy Jack Funk over his back. Lawler working on Mike Davis.
Getting another big old brawl at the end.
Lawler, yeah.
Great match.
Lawler and
Wow.
Jarrett have run him out of the ring, and in addition to that, they get the victory by a disqualification. So 7 minutes, 44 seconds to time, and Lawler and Jarrett have themselves a win.
Had a super match going till Jimmy Jack Funk jumped in, and then he found out it was no pushover on what he had to do in there.
I don't know anything about Stan Lane other than that they thought he was Lauren Boebert's dad for a
He
while.
looks pretty good in this poster. We've had a lot
I
of
mean,
questions
besides
about,
wrestling
again,
stuff.
how do you get
He's
the
a
poster?
realtor, though, which would
Sit
upset
right where you are. Get your pencil
everybody.
ready, because here is the Jeff Jarrett poster.
Here we go, guys. About Jimmy Jack Funk, other than that he was a fake funk.
Wow. Now that's a poster.
To order your Jeff Jarrett poster, call 1-800-336-2600. That's 1-800-336-2600. Save COD charges by having your credit card ready, or send a check or money order.
Did you guys hear that Ben Thorpe wants to start a YouTube channel where he hunts He wants to start a YouTube channel where he hunts pedophile hunters.
Yeah, just as a matter of note, that includes the postage and handling in there. Boy, we've had a good show already, Dave. We never did get a chance to go over what else we had.
No, we got more to come. Hector Guerrero interrupted, and Hector will be back in a match here in just a few minutes. We also got the Midnight Rockers, Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty, a bit later on, and that's the main event. I hope we have time for all of this. When Nasty Boys will be going against Bobby Jaggers and King Carl Fergie. Should be another good tag team match.
We still have a bunch to go, my friend. We're going to take time out right now.
Ain't nothing topping that last match on this card.
Quickly, like to remind you that Friday, December the 11th, Madisonville, Kentucky at the Browning Springs Middle School will be hosting championship wrestling. And down the line, Thursday, December the 17th, Morganfield, Kentucky at the Union County High School. You can save a buck by getting your tickets in advance. Evansville, Wednesday night.
Save a buck.
Dandy. We're talking about Jerry Lawler
They had
and
a
Jeff
backstage
Jarrett
fight. I
Steve
didn't
Kern
know
and
that.
Jimmy Jack Funk with no referee. The Bull against Superstar coming up. And then you're going to be seeing lots of other action. Here's Kern and Jimmy Jack.
You know, I've known some people that made some big mistakes in my life, but the King, you're taking the cake, man. You're making mistake one right after another. You're letting that ego override your butt, because what's happening is you're starting to slip. You're starting to think, well, I've whipped everybody else. I'm going to keep whipping them. Well, let me tell you something. We asked for no referee. You understand what that means? Jeff Jarrett, you're in a bad position. You better figure out a way out of it real quick. We're going to take them sissies and beat them till they bleed.
Well, I see he's not going to pass up the opportunity either. Part of the Mexican...
Oh, Grace also said something about reacting to Lifetime movies, and while I can't think of very many things in life that would be better than watching Lifetime movies with Grace Thorpe, YouTube is super strict when it comes to Lifetime movies. They're going to have to, if they're going to do it, but Ben seemed completely disinterested. But if they're going to do it, they need to find like the VHS or like the ones taped off a TV. Because Lifetime's hit us a couple times on YouTube.
Connection, Hector Guerrero. Songwriter, singer, and all those good things.
You know, that's your
Storyteller.
favorite gringo. You're still my favorite gringo.
ATF Media is my favorite gringo.
Kids around here, but I gotta say one thing. You're still my favorite gringo. And look at that nose. That's ooh la 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 la. Yeah, I bet your wife loves you, don't she? Oh, listen here. I can't believe it. Bill Dundee has stooped so low that devil's trying to come out of the earth. No. He's got up Billy Travis. Yes, he's pulled out somebody, and it's called Billy Travis, and now he's asking Billy Travis to be his partner. Now, hasn't Billy learned a lesson? Manny Fernandez, Billy.
Hey, Frank
tore
Weber.
you down, took away your title, and not only that, he made you look.
I mean, I was watching WWF at this time. I didn't actually get to see any, like, that's the only territory that I ever got to see, like, unfold live as it happened. But I've been going back over the years and like rewatching them, and I always put off Memphis, but like territory era studio wrestling is probably like my favorite.
Bad. Listen, Billy Travis, it reminds me so much of a chicken skin. Have you ever seen when a brand new little baby chicken skin is born? A little chicken skin comes out of a leg, and there comes out a little chicken skin. He's got no feathers. He's got this little squeamy little And this scrubby little body, that looks like Billy Travis. That's Billy Travis, I'll tell you. He's a reborn chicken skin from a chicken. And that's what the truth is, and that's what all you gringos are. You're all chicken skins. Believe me.
Yeah.
Hey, Billy Travis.
You're going to find out how tough Billy Travis
Hold on.
is.
Billy Travis, come
Who
on.
are you talking for again? Are you talking for Billy
Laser
Travis?
Tron. Gobbledygooker.
Oh, the chicken skin shows up.
Oh, boy. Quit trying to make Billy Travis happen.
I'm not afraid of you or Manny Fernandez, punk. You put down our company for the last couple of weeks.
Or turn him heel, something.
You get right in the ring right now, because I'm not afraid of you or Fernandez, Jack.
Who's the champion?
You might be, Fernandez might be the champion.
Who's the champion?
Hey, come on. If you want to start
Listen,
I'll go toe-to-toe with you Fernandez right now.
Yeah, well, get in the ring. Get in the ring.
Hey, he's not afraid of you, Hector.
I've seen a couple channels that have uploaded like really old
Exactly
footage.
where we're going to find out if you want to get in there. We didn't have it scheduled, Dave, but I'm all for it. I'll say.
But I don't think it's like in full
Without
episodes.
being a referee or anything else, Billy Travis in there with Hector Guerrero. He nails Hector, puts him into a big backdrop. Over the top, Hector Guerrero goes.
Oh, boy.
Travis
Hockey
getting him
style.
by the jacket. He's got his arms locked up in the jacket now. Wheels Hector into the corner. Starts pounding away. If he thinks that he's got somebody who's a pushover in Travis, he's got...
In Smoky Mountain, Paul Orndorff breaks his neck with a pile driver and then breaks like 3 other guys' necks in the same match. Like in kayfabe, obviously. People just keep flooding down to the ring and Orndorff keeps pile driving people and breaking their necks. Danny Davis, I think, was another one that got his neck broken.
Tearing the shirt on Billy Travis.
Oh, Lance Russell, whenever dude took off Hector Guerrero's shirt, he was like, oh, look at that, smart move, tying his hands up in the shirt. Now he's like, oh, look at the loss of humanity here, tearing up a man's shirt.
Trying to rip the clothes right off of Billy Travis out there. Okay, Hector. Now you've had your shot at him. Hector Guerrero picks the chair up, nails Travis in the
I love Lawler's talk show. We should watch more of that sometime. We should have watched that today.
Yourself by your actions. Okay, Hector. Now come on.
Wow. Something for the ladies.
Boys out. Thank you, guys. Why don't you just get out of here, Hector? You come out here and nails Travis.
Who was the guy on?
Jerks his clothes off. Okay, I'll tell you what. While they're ministering there to
the Nasty Boys are like, we
Travis,
can't let anybody be stripped on TV.
Right after this.
Well, it's just the same. It's this exact same amount of coverage as the Speedo that he wears. What happened? Sorry, guys, the VCR is malfunctioning.
Okay, we're ready to go to the ring. We've been waiting, and by golly, they're right around the corner. I'm talking about the Midnight Rockers who will be in here. We've got a match coming up with them, and it ought to be something. As a matter of fact, we've got 2 more scheduled matches. I hope we have time to get to both of them, because that last one with the Nasty Boys and Jaggers and Fergie ought to be a good one, too. Yeah. Here come the Executioners, yeah.
With Nate the Rat.
Okay, the Executioners.
Whitlock.
Did we ever see the Hangman?
There's the music. Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty shouldn't be far behind.
King siding, that'd be cool. What's that guy's name? Nate the Rat? They should release these figures, guys' figures. Can you imagine? They look cool. I think they look badass for like a jobber tag team.
As I said, we've got 2 matches scheduled, and we need to get one started before we can get the second one underway. I see the curtain stirring, and there they are. Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels, the Midnight Rockers. We're ready for the official introduction, David.
The Executioners at a total weight of 442 pounds out of parts unknown with Nate the Rat in their corner.
King's Furniture,
And
the
going against them at a total of
Executioners.
462
Interesting.
pounds
I
out of
like
San
that.
Antonio, Texas, and
Executioners.
Columbus, Georgia. Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, the Midnight Rockers.
Oh, they take the hoods off when they wrestle. That
10-minute
sucks.
time limit. Referee is Jerry Calhoun.
Okay. Now we got it ready to go. The smaller of the two executioners starting off. And Marty Jannetty from the other side of the ring.
Mr. Whitlock, the manager of the Executioners, says the Executioners are so good looking they are required to wear a mask.
Oh, I see. Probably devastate the world if they could see those handsome features.
That's what Nate the Rat says, anyway.
That's what Nate the Rat says.
Marty
the
Jannetty
Rat.
in there against one of them.
Had that arm hook. Look at Jannetty. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I tell you, these guys not only are acrobatic, they are super wrestlers. They know how to turn.
Just think of how many of the rats in the audience Shawn Michaels peed on during his time in Memphis.
Very, very good.
They blend it very well, though. They are certainly entertaining to watch. It's kind of like a great slam dunk in a basketball game.
Yeah, exactly. Good.
Fly through the air.
That's Jannetty in there. Shawn Michaels takes the tag, and he will take over on executioner number one. Dropping down off that second rope, banging away on that arm. You know, it's just, these guys aren't that old. They haven't been together literally is that long, and they work so well together. It just is one of those natural flows that seems to really put it together every time they're in there.
Tag team specialists that are better as singles wrestlers.
Over the top. Reversal. Hip toss. Shawn Michaels.
What's up, Jude? He is that dude for sure.
That brought Nate the Rat out of his cage.
Good old party with Marty.
Tag, and in comes the larger of the two executioners. Tags in.
Bethadone has some Marty Jannetty vibes to him.
He stood there and thought about that and still made the mistake. Went right at Shawn Michaels, and Michaels just flipped him right over. Michaels through the corner in the saddle.
Well, you take it to whatever their equivalent to the Motor Lodge was. I don't know what their hotel is.
Jannetty drops down.
Oh, thank you, Frank.
Slips into
Appreciate
a
it.
bar. Executioner back up to his feet, and another tag, this time to Michaels. Shawn.
Oh, wow. Oh, they got, oh, look at him going after the manager. Give me a break. Come on.
He escapes the confrontation.
We've seen a few faster managers in our time, Dave. Gotta be honest about it.
Yeah.
Look at this.
They never had a match?
What a sensational suplex after the tag.
Where does anybody else know where? Okay, Michaels worked in Texas. Then he definitely worked in the AWA. Definitely came to Memphis. Did they ever cross paths with the Rock and Roll Express?
Wow,
Even like in the same territory at the same time?
That one, a whole new definition there. Good grief. Jannetty and Michaels with an incredible move to get a victory in 2:55.
Oh, I hope we got that on tape so we can see it again at some time. We are delighted to say the Rockers have got the Southern Tag. What a spectacular win. Have you got it? Let's take, yeah, if we can, let's take a look at it right now. We want to show everybody again that final move that you used on the Executioners. Let's take a look at it. Boy, what a spectacular. Oh, okay, we'll wait. Haven't got it queued yet.
Hey,
All
let's
right,
take
we'll
a look
get
at
in
this.
little bit.
Well, hold on
Before
now.
you guys, while you get your breath here, I'd like for you to take a listen to an interview with Mark Guleen. He is
Take a listen now.
manager and whatever else of Tjo Khan and this Yo Mamba. So let's take a look at it and see what Mark had to
Yo
say.
Mamba.
I'm Mark Guleen of the House of Guleen, and I am aware that there were many skeptics among you. Those of you who did not believe when I described the awesome powers of the mighty Tjo Khan. Many of you have
The GOAT
witnessed
tag
the
team
total
rivalry, I think, that
devastation
one.
of anyone who has opposed him in the ring. And now, ladies and gentlemen of the wrestling world, I bring you the mighty Tjo Khan the Great.
Yes. Yes.
Look at him. What did
One of my favorite tropes, the guy coming out of the water. Didn't Mark Lewin come out of the water? And then Batista when he was Leviathan.
Alamo?
Fantastic.
He's able to run the 40-yard dash in 3.5 seconds. And you think your football players are fast and tough. Ha! He will pick his teeth with their bones. Ah, the mighty Tjo Khan. Ah, and what an animal. But ladies and gentlemen, I have a surprise coming for you.
Swamp
you must
thing.
remember Kamala. Well, I have found a man who will make
Yo,
Kamala
Mamba.
pale.
No way.
This man is totally awesome. I found him on one of my trips to the darkest portions of
Listen, I found this guy. He's awesome.
Africa. I will tell you more about him later, but you
Listen, I found this boy YouTuber. She's fantastic.
will see him in the coming week. Your
I should
Mamba,
rip off this
the
character
Jungle
for
Savage.
Boyd Watch Live.
Well, those guys are in store for you, Marty.
Let me just say this. You know, the Midnight Rockers are getting ready to make their 4th World Tour of 1987.
You're automatically
4 for
over,
one.
yep.
That's 2 more than any other tag team in the history of wrestling. And I tell you what, that doesn't sound like much, but you think night after night, different country, best tag team there is. We're going to need somebody tough like Tjo Khan and your mama.
Well,
I'll tell you what, Lance. You know, in the world of professional wrestling, you don't get things given to you. If you want something, you go out and you get it. The Midnight Rockers, from day one as being a tag team, decided that they weren't going to be anybody's best friend. They weren't going to suck up to anybody. They were going to live life the way they want to live it. They're going to live it on the edge, and they're going to do what they want.
Living
and they're going to become
on the
the best
end
tag team
of
in
a
the
lightning
world,
bolt.
whether anybody likes it or not. And we ask people to do one thing or the other. You can get behind the Midnight Rockers and believe in the same things that they believe in. So I'll tell you what, in this world today, when any man, woman, or child walking the face of the earth can have their life taken from them just like that, it doesn't pay to sit around and wait for things to come to you, because life ain't that long, and Midnight Rockers know that. And that's why when they want something, they go out and they get it. And I'm sorry if people don't like the Midnight Rockers for that. But
Wow,
there are
listen to
people
him go,
here
man.
that stand behind the Midnight Rockers each and
Wow.
every day and understand
Yeah.
why we're the way we are.
His
Why
vocal,
one
though,
day
is
we
coming
wake
along.
up in a bad mood, and they understand why one day we wake up in a good mood and we have a good time. Woo! Till that night is done. I'll tell you what, the Midnight Rockers, it's real simple to understand us.
I'm going to
And if you're
incorporate
confused,
that
let me
into my
explain it
normal
to you.
conversations from
Life
now on.
is just
Just
too
going to throw a
damn
random
short to
woo
sit
out there.
around. And the Midnight Rockers live life to the fullest. They live each day like it's their last. And whether anybody likes it or not, I love these people to death, but if they don't like me, that is fine with me, because I'll tell you what, this man and this man right here are going to be the best tag team in the world, whether anybody out there likes it or not.
We certainly won't be have a dedicated Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Take time out and be back in a moment.
Poor Marty, victim of fermented beverages and pain medication. Well, yeah, I mean, if they were on, like, national TV, certainly. Also, Zach, I'm talking about, like, watching these guys, like, find their footing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it was, like, a great promo, but it's certainly better than, like, the other ones he's cut recently in this era, I mean.
Evansville, I said it. Wednesday night, you got to
You
be
think it was
there.
overrated?
7
Well, that's
matches
fair.
in all, and friend, I mean some dillies. No referee in the ring with Jerry
Everybody's
Lawler
got,
and
like,
Jeff
their,
Jarrett against Steve Kern
like,
and Jimmy
favorite
Jack
era.
Funk.
Oh, look at this
One of them's
hat.
gonna
I
be
love
Billy
it.
Travis against Hector Guerrero.
You know, Lance, you've seen it, and the people's seen it. Hector, you tried to embarrass me. Well, you did embarrass me, and you tried to hurt me. Well, let me tell you something. In
What's up,
Evansville,
Nick B?
I'm going to take
Oh,
care of
yeah,
business,
Sean's
and
still
I'm
real
going to take
green.
care of you, brother. And you won't be able to be handcuffed to Jerry Lawler, guaranteed.
Well, he's scheduled to be handcuffed to Lawler when Bill Dundee.
Oh,
meets
shit,
the
here we go.
Bull.
Oh, he's going to be handcuffed if we go and drag him out there and he's laying prone. You're going to be handcuffed because that's what the contract says, boy, and you're going to be handcuffed. And if you get up there, you
It's-
seek the
it's
king will knock
the
you
Channel
out. punk.
Sport
Now,
TV.
Manny Fernandez, I'm not selling you short, brother. You've been all over the world, Japan and back again. But so is the superstar. Now, I know what you're saying. I'm just going to come into Evansville.
Hell yeah,
right all
Sam
over this
Albert.
boy and make
That means a lot coming
well,
from the
you're wrong,
YouTube
sport, 'cause
king.
an awful lot of people come to do that, but there's very few of it pinned to their shoulders, and you ain't going to do it Wednesday night, punk, because I'm taking you out, bull. I'm getting on your back, and I'm riding you to a standstill.
I'm riding you to a standstill, boy.
Referee Jerry Calhoun in the ring.
ATF Media, have you ever been ridden to a standstill?
Nathan Rat, King Carl Fergie.
Ooh, Carl Fergie.
It's going to be Jaggers and Fergie in the ring. And they're going to be going against Brian Knobs and Jerry Sag. Here they come.
They also got two guys on the outside of the ring. There's two in, but they got two on the outside with Nate the Rat and the Prince. Sags and Knobs coming out there. The Nasty Boys. Could be a very good tag match. Ought to be well balanced as the sides about the same, Dave.
Genie was signed. Yeah, we need big build. Well, wait, he's not even wrestling.
Dunlap, Kansas.
I got all excited thinking he was going to. That he was wrestling. What's up, Currency Cam? It is still real to me. Damn it. That was like such a great Q&A.
Count on it. We'll see though. Nasty Boys.
Terry, like, wasn't Terry Funk on that panel?
Because that's their kind of style. They won't give you the smoothest, greatest.
Where's
Olympic
Brickhouse? We haven't seen him in forever.
Big rugged guys. So you got Brian Knobs and Hangman Bobby Jaggers
Mary Lou Dragon.
facing each other.
Damn, man.
Jaggers is big, but that Knobs is even bigger.
I still can't get the face paint with the Nasty Boys.
Big body slam by Brian Knobs. Jaggers over to the corner.
Has anybody ever heard, like in a shoot or something, the story behind that?
Fergie, Brian Knobs from the center of the ring over to the ropes, and Fergie pounded on
Carl
Knobs
Fergie.
over on the rope, puts a foot in the midsection, doubles him over. He looks to Prince for approval. How about that? Misses that swinging elbow, and he's picked up and slammed by Brian Knobs.
He's got to take a powder.
Get away from him.
Expiration of time match with Fergie and Jaggers against the Nasty Boys. The new Nasty Boys.
Settle down. Take it easy. You son of a bitch.
Back up in the ring. Brian Knobs has made a tag. Very upset over an incident with Emily Arthur. Jerry Sag with a right fist double. He didn't get to use it. Instead, he wraps up that left arm.
All-time high. Oh, really? Wow.
Here's the tag. Bobby Jaggers, the Hangman, back in there. This time against Sag. Sag backs into the corner. Brian Knob, all's in.
I'm always happy when we have more people watching, but there's Fusion Studios has many rooms.
Jaggers turned around.
They got him with a double clothesline. Dave just peeled him right on.
You think that's all it was just them trying to get over a little bit more?
Back into action with a side headlock.
I don't think it. I think it doesn't. I don't like it at all. Oh, come on, Carl.
Jerry Sag hit the ropes over here. Fergie got him with it. He sure did. Fergie denying it. You saw it. Everybody did.
Referee Jerry Calhoun didn't because Prince had him out of the action in there so that he couldn't see what was happening. Fergie now, look at him. Fergie pounding away on Jerry Sag.
He's looking right at him doing it.
What's with Bobby Jaggers.
Oh my God.
Referee did see
Come
that.
on, Jerry.
Warning Fergie.
Can we get Frank Morrell back?
Brian Knob starts in there. Carl Fergie is in. Fergie and Jaggers make an exchange. There was no tag made. Fergie just grabs Jerry Sag, fires him into the rope. Big clothesline. Yeah,
I don't know about Carl Fergie. I'm kind of, I don't mind him, but I'm not like, I don't tune out, but I'm also like not really that interested in him.
We're coming up on the 4-minute mark, and time winding down in our expiration of time.
I was gonna watch an interview, but I'm actually really invested in this, in our ongoing story. So let's watch one more episode after this.
Brian Knobs telling the referee he was being choked by that top rope, and he
I'm really dialed in, guys.
Sag out of the corner. Bobby Jaggers, Fergie, and Prince all saying, "Hey, come on, Bobby." Bobby's over the corner, tags Fergie, but Jerry Sag up to the
Well,
corner.
Boyd Watch is going to be lit tomorrow. Vinny Slugga, Bethadone. I've got new people. Uncle Tim. Tony Yeoman drinks a party-sized buzz bomb.
Just about out, I can guess on that.
Whale of a show.
Well, there's Prince up in the ring. That ought to end it.
That'll be a disqualification.
Lawler worked on their gimmicks. You can tell.
Brian Knobs, and now two of them, Fergie and Prince.
When they first came in, they had like singlets, and they looked like they had Killer Bees colors, and then they did switch to all black, but then that was also when they got the face paint, so they're probably just working it out, like you said. That's really cool. I'll have to watch a Nasty Shoot interview now. Yeah, we'll watch another episode at no additional ticket prices. Which means that we only have one episode next week, but I want to watch the Kevin Nash shoot interview where he eats the ravioli the whole time next week.
We finally got that one, well, we literally didn't, but the Nasty Boys got it finished when they found their hands on the chair. That kind of got rid of Fergie and his company out there.
True. Got him out of there. I tell you, after what a wild day we had here today. We had Jimmy Jack Funk come in here to begin with. You were trying to interview William Thompson, the Freezer.
Hey, before that, Hector comes out on the very opening of the show
with
again.
that goofy
He's got
song.
Serenade us with a song. Yeah, okay, pardon me. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot we got a song.
Jimmy Jack Funk said, "Come on, Freezer, I'm going to take you in the ring. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to guys like Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler and others." Well, he did beat William the Freezer Thompson a little over a minute at a time. But, and I think you were going to make this point with the interview, that the Freezer is big. He shows up. He does not turn down the toughest of competition, but he doesn't have the experience and the championship experience that somebody like the King, for instance, has. So it's going to be different when the King faces Jimmy Jack Funk in the ring. You can count on it. Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett in here as a tag team going against the Rock and Roll RPMs.
Yeah, you chose to visit the merch table.
They got themselves a victory, too, in 7 minutes.
And get a bunch of
seconds.
weird...
good action in that match.
But again, in this
weird
case,
videos.
it was because Jimmy Jack Funk jumped in on the end of that match.
Got a
disqualification.
Absolutely.
There's a great match going in there until it interrupted our time limit.
Jimmy will definitely be on board.
Yeah,
he's got a great
first
video.
One way and any other in there, but what a match. Lawler and Jarrett
Let me say this, okay?
To
the Jimmy video opens by him saying, "Say goodbye to the pornography industry." I mean, that's what an opening.
Hector Guerrero.
After I heard that, I hit stop and I said, we got to do it
that
live.
Match never took place. Instead, he was taunting Billy Travis. Travis came out and said, "Hey, you want me to step right in the ring right now?"
Well, Travis is going to join up with Bill Dundee in a tag match or in a situation against Hector, and so Billy said, "Hey, I ain't afraid of you.
Yeah,
Pop
step
up
right
in the ring right now, boy. Don't wait."
He ended up throwing Billy out of the ring, and the action ended up on the floor down here.
Tearing his clothes off and trying to embarrass him and all that stupid kind of thing.
Oh, that's stupid
Billy will
shit.
be back
Oh,
another day against Hector Guerrero. Yeah. Midnight Rockers, Shawn Michaels, Marty
Well, wait,
Jannetty
wrap
against
it up,
the
Dave.
Executioners. One of the most impressive moves that I
This
have
is
ever
the
seen
speed
from
that they
guys
talk
high
to
in
you
the
at
air,
on the
in which
sightings
they got one of the
hotline.
Executioners up in the air, and I think it was Shawn came off the middle rope.
Yeah, Marty was in the process of suplexing him.
Oh,
just
boy, they're
stood him
really
straight
having to
up in the
fill
air.
here.
Yeah,
Holy
and
cow.
as he held him there, the momentum started, and Shawn just pressed him down. I don't know what you call it.
I
It wasn't
can't.
a- wasn't a
I'm
flying
getting
press.
anxiety
It
from
wasn't
this.
exactly a suplex. It was just a combination of all that. A fantastic looking
It was a
move.
winner. That's what I call
it. Got the
Yeah,
win
I
for
like
the
that
Midnight
Vinny
Rockers,
delivery
no doubt
clip a
about it.
lot.
Bobby Jaggers, King Carl Fergie going against the Nasty Boys.
Look,
and
I
that one,
can't. I'm sorry. I normally wait, but I can't. That's driving me crazy. They're talking so slow. Dave Brown is sober, I think. Nah, here we go. He's already drunk in this one.
And boy, we have got another one of those days ahead of us, I'm sure.
Oh, no, I think we're missing an episode. Wasn't the last one December the 5th? Oh, no, yeah, okay, so we're missing December 12th. So this is December, I think anyway, right? Because I think the last one was the 5th. This is the 19th, so I think we're missing one show.
Quite a package to begin with here. The Region Bull, Manny Fernandez, in here in the opening match as a single today. We'll have Jeff Jarrett teamed with the Nasty Boys. They'll be on one side of the ring in a six-man tag team match. Jimmy Jack Funk will be here a little bit later on. We'll also be looking at Hector Guerrero. The Midnight Rockers will be in too. All of that coming up later today.
Oh, yeah, we got a couple of other things, too. We're always getting comments and conversation about wrestling schools in the area. We'll be talking about one today. In addition to that,
When
coming
Vinny and
up,
his dad drive around at
during the
night,
next
I always
week
think of
or
that
there
Rod
will be
Stewart song. Like there's
special
a
battle royal, and I know
there's a
that you
song in the
remember this.
city
Some
or
of the
something
folks
like
may not
that. You know what I'm
remember.
talking?
We
You know
had
the song
one
I'm talking
other that
about?
I recall, where the wrestlers weigh in and they pay an admission fee on $1 per pound
I
basis.
remember that, yeah.
Well, we
Or
got
maybe
a lot
Baker
of them here
Street.
for our television broadcast, so they will be weighed during sometime we'll be picking up.
I want
different
just an
weights and all
hour and a
that.
half of
What
Vinny and his
happens
dad
is they
driving
pay
around
$1
at
per
night,
pound, then the promotion
stopping at
matches the
different
total
places,
number
but
of dollars
always in
that
the
they
car.
put in. So that one prize coming
Versus
up,
Bad Company?
The guess is that it's around 8,000, 8,300, some 79.50, somewhere in there is what the guess is. It'll be interesting to see exactly what it's going to be.
Hold on, did they forget to clean the
lots more.
thing?
Can't do it unless we get into it. We'll take time out. Be back in a moment.
What's up, Bo?
The little ring of that bell signifies we are
Look
not
at that
far
big
away
old
from the opener, and boy,
OPC
it ought to
Don
be a
chocolate
dandy, 'cause
stain on the
Raging
front of the
Bull
set.
is going to be in here, and that means trouble anyway. You're right. Here he comes.
Sounds of a bomba.
Did they bring the logo up but didn't tell us who was in the thing?
Class in there against Manny Fernandez.
Oh, nice, man.
And that is not good news for Mr. Class, because I will tell you one thing. He is in there with one of the roughest son of a guns you will ever see anywhere, anytime.
Boy, he is indeed. Fernandez out of Texas weighs in about
Oh,
250
man.
pounds.
Remember when Angle started doing
He knows
that?
how to put it to use, and it uses the right fist, for instance, as he did just there.
Oh, that upper arm absolutely peeled his head right off. I mean to tell you, that son of a gun nailed him with a chop there, Dave. Manny, formerly one half of the World Tag Team Champions, and he
Yeah.
is
There's a
not in
couple
happy mood.
from the Evansville recordings that aren't the
Fernandez is
best,
just
but for the most part, I
attacking
think they're
this
pretty
guy
good.
Viciously, he's going after him, whips him across the ring from the slingshot. Again, there's that big upper arm and just cuts the legs right out from under him. Puts him down as referee Jerry Calhoun watching to see about the use of the fist and on the rope, but Fernandez with a headbutt pops him up there, and it has been all Manny Fernandez in this opening match on Championship Wrestling.
Boy, it still is. A minute 20 seconds gone, and he's just doing it any way he wants to.
Ooh, flying elbow.
Man, oh man, huh? Manny Fernandez.
Where's his Terry
stopping
Funk?
a
Nice.
steamroller, and he really cut him to pieces. What was the time, Dave?
That'd be a
1
good
minute,
match.
29 seconds.
Listen,
Didn't they do a
let's go
shoot
to the back
interview
and see
together
if
where they
we
got
have
drunk?
our first weighing back there. We're supposed to. Oh, okay.
Ico
well,
Pro?
we'll wait just a second. Then we as yet have
Probably not
not
Manny
picked
Fernandez.
up, the picture of anybody weighing in, but we're going to be doing that throughout Championship Wrestling program today. Manny Fernandez, a quick win in there today.
You know something, Lance? Something that irrates me more than anything in the world.
Burrito, yeah.
Because Jerry Lawler's running around here thinking he is the CWA champion. First of all, you put a punk to do a man's job. And Jeff Jarrett. He's nothing but a boy.
Manny, I don't want to interrupt you and get you irritated, but I want to tell you we've got our first live weigh-in for the $1 per pound Battle Royal coming up.
$1
And
per
Stan, let's
pound
see who
Battle
that is.
Talking about
Royal.
a couple pennies per pound. That's
Let's
just a
see.
little penny.
Jeff Jarrett is weighing. Speaking of Jeff, here he is weighing in. He was supposed to be weighing in, and there he is. He'll be.
What do you weigh, 2.5 pounds?
What's up, Daninsky?
Okay, you're bigger.
Hey, Daninsky, I started to record a Savvy Guy type thing while I was walking around inside Walmart about whenever you said that you didn't think Grace had any options but to like push forward. I was going to do like a whole Savvy Guy presentation about that and some lessons I learned from the film Dangerous Minds with Michelle Pfeiffer. But it was really everybody. It was like a magnet, man. Everybody I just felt like the entire store was watching me.
Bigger than he is.
Hey, Randy.
So he's going to be paying $1 a pound. As just
Ricky, hasn't he
weighed
been
in back
around
there
for a
now.
while?
That's great.
His
you know,
son?
when you gotta have to pay 2.5 pounds compared to 200 and something pounds, I guarantee you there ain't gonna be much left of you in this battle roll. Because I told you, when you don't send a man to do a boy's job, you get in a lot of trouble. And Jeff Jarrett is a
They
little
listed him,
boy.
Cody, as
He thinks
230.
he's coming up in the professional world. Well, I promise you, when I get through with the Jeff Jarrett's, the Jerry Lawler's, the Bill Dundee's, you're going to realize that the rest of the bull's just begun. Because, baby, when it's over, said and done, I will be the CWA heavyweight champion. I will take over this area, and I will run everybody else out. Because you know why? Because
I've seen a few of his matches on like the bigger indie shows, but I haven't
There it
really
is
followed
for
him
Manny
that closely.
Fernandez, little comment. It pretty well covers it all up. Let's take time out. We'll be back in just a moment. Hey, Wednesday night, take advantage of all of it. Son of a gun. I'm talking about championship wrestling right there at the Coliseum in Evansville coming up Wednesday night with special Christmas prices, $5 and $3, and not...
Yeah, that's right. Well, I was just going to I watched that film and I thought, you know what? This reminds me of something that Daninsky said about Grace Thorpe. And I thought that would be a good topic or like a good subject for a presentation is, does Grace Thorpe have any options? But I was going to title the video something Daninsky said the other day about Grace Thorpe.
For just a skimpy card, friend. I mean for a real knockdown, drag-out, action-packed one. We're featuring a big $1 per pound battle royal. That means that each guy pays $1 per pound to get into it. The promotion match
Very strategic. More money for heavier guys. Heavier guys, harder to get out of the ring. You have to really
Now, in addition to that, Jeff Jarrett will be going against Manny Fernandez. Many, many more. Somebody that's got some comments, and you'll be interested maybe in them. Let's listen to Mark Goulin.
Let me tell you something, Bill Dundee. You egomaniac. You think that you're a superstar, and you claim to be a legend in your own time.
Wow, this
but
is
you have made a
fantastic.
fatal mistake when you crossed the house of Goulin. Tjo Khan will meet you in the ring, anytime, any place, anywhere, and you will pay.
Tjo Khan has big King TL energy.
Suffering. No one will recognize you when the mighty Khan is finished with you.
I'm going to record it.
Oh, yeah,
I have to get it out of my
superstar. Bill
system now that I've thought
Dundee,
about it. But
Tjo
I got to
Khan,
have the right
great bouts that
setting.
are going to be on there. Remember, $5 and $3 Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum. What a night of championship wrestling action it'll be. Hope you're going to be right there with us. Yeah, that music is
Oh, wow. Thank you, Bob Brown. That's very generous of you. I appreciate it, man. Who'd we get? Ooh, we got an F Wood.
Jarrett coming
Ooh, Tikaro got one. The Green Lord, Viridian, and Brock Gaucher, who I think Savvy Guy buys some of his cologne that was curated by Brock Gaucher, if I remember right.
What a night of wrestling that was.
But seriously, thank you, Bob. I really appreciate that, man. That's very generous.
I got beat in both matches.
Timu Chuckledell.
But I still feel good about it, Lance. A lot of people are probably asking why, but I'll tell you why, Lance. I feel like in one night I wrestled the two best wrestlers in the world. One in Jerry Lawler. I believe the match went about 20 minutes or so, and the other was against the world champion, the AWA world champion Kurt Hennig. And I tell you what, that was a long, hard-fought battle. And I still feel good about both matches, even though I did get beat. But I guarantee you, I'll remember that night the rest of my life.
I got to tell you, a lot of people will, too. You attracted a lot of attention because both of the matches in there, you were in it all the way until the 1, 2, 3. How do you compare the two? I mean, that's interesting because you had the opportunity to go against Lawler and immediately go against Kurt Hennig. How do you compare these two?
Well, a few other people have
Savvy Guy has started to do cologne reviews.
You know, there were two completely different type matches.
And like other reviews. Him and Bethadone inspired me to start goofing around with the taste test stuff.
I know one thing, a lot of people have asked me, who's the tougher of the two? All I can say is Jerry Lawler beat me fair.
He gets really into it, though. Like, he's really in-depth on the cologne.
Had some outside help, so I believe that answers your
Looked
question
like a twig.
right there.
Well, that tells us what. I'll tell you one thing.
Well, compared to,
Jeff,
like, some of the guys, for sure.
The fact in the Lawler match, and
now
it
he looks
me,
like
and
a
I think we said it on the commentary whenever we were doing
roided
a
up
particular
monster.
match, that in looking back on it, you came of age, boy.
What a
Lawler
journey,
popped
though,
you
right?
one,
In the
and
beginning of his
came
career,
right back.
he has the aura of being very small. Now he's like a giant when he wrestles in AEW.
But now this week, I couldn't be happy with my opponent. It's Manny Fernandez. Now, Bull, you're out here ranting and raving and talking about riding the bull. Well, there's no other person I'd like to face this week, and that's you, Manny Fernandez.
What
you know,
sense does that make?
In this match coming up, I'm going to be looking forward to doing one thing, and that's pinning your
No,
shoulders
just
to the
reviews
mat.
them.
And
Yeah.
not only to prove to myself and to you, Bull, but to these people that I did deserve.
Remember, he made his eyes really big a bunch of times in the video about it.
Jeff, I'll tell you one thing, friend.
It was like really
man,
outrageous.
The easy road. We're going to see Jeff in action, Dave, as we've got a 6-man coming up, right?
Yes, we do. Jeff's going to be a team of Brian Knobs and Jerry Sag. There they come. The Nasty Boys.
Well, my taste tests at this point are pretty much just a thumbnail war with Bethadone.
Right on the other side of the ring, here they come. That's Nate the Rat.
Yes.
You see right there. Nathaniel
Night
Whitlock.
mask, under eye
He's bringing his
things.
Executioners team up here, and they're going to be partnered with Keith Robertson. Keith out of Memphis, Tennessee. Executioners out of parts unknown. Nasty Boys. Brian Knobs gets
Dude, it would sell,
Nasty,
Daninsky. For
Nasty.
sure it would
Allentown,
sell, man.
Pennsylvania. Jeff Jarrett from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Got a ring full of them here for this one fall 10-minute time limit match.
Yeah, we do. Kind of an interesting pairing with the Nasties and Jeff Jarrett over there. Two big guys.
This is the only wrestling I watch, like, regularly anymore, is older stuff. It's besides my own
after those matches with Lawler and
fantasy booking, of course. But I do that on Boyd.
Wrestling. Executioner number 1 is starting out, and his partner and Keith Robertson over on the side with Nate the Rat.
You're high, that's all right.
Walking around with his walking stick. And that's not to help him stroll down the street either.
Don't you think they would look cool as action figures, ATF media?
An eye on that walking stick as the match progresses here. Brian Knobs in after the tag.
Jeff Jarrett and the Nasty Boys, what a team.
Executioner number 1 finds himself flying into the rope. Whoa, Jerry Sag steps in, and a little double up by the Nasty Boys. I'm not
Rotting
sure
Turtle is a cologne. Is that OPC's
but
brand?
it's Jerry Sag staying in there.
Sags and Knob, the Nasty Boys. These are a couple of guys that they're not always that particular about making tags or anything. They just kind of go in there to get the job done.
Oh, I don't blame you, Bo. I used to drive like 15 hours out to the East Coast to see Ring of Honor, and then like while I was there, if there was like a JAPW show or some other regional indie I'd go to, but those were like 15 to 20-hour drives.
Yeah, we've had Jeff, Brian Knobs, Jerry Sag, and now Jeff back in there again. And on the other side of the ring, it's been Executioner number 1 all the way, and that's almost 2 minutes gone in the match.
That is at least from our observation over here, is not good managing of your
My buddy
team
Jedi
or
Rich is
your
over 50,
strategy,
and
either
it
one.
really gets to him because he knows that he's not young enough to become a doctor anymore.
Leapfrog.
He knows that, you know what I mean? That really gets to him.
Arm with a rolling arm lock takes him over and pops him down on the mat.
Tag made by Jeff. Brian Knobs coming back in.
I mean, I don't know, in my mind, I could drive 20 hours again just for a wrestling show, but in practicality, there's just, I don't see it. Unless I was with, like, people, like, fun people to travel with. If I was with, like, the Thorpes and the Roobster, that'd be all right.
Might be it. No, count of two is all he got. I thought he had him right there.
What do you think,
Sure looked like he had him in there. I thought certain that I think he must be a little addled because he definitely, there he is back in the corner and makes the tag. I was going to say he definitely should have gone for that tag quicker than he did, but he got the tag, and the other executioner, number 2, is in there now. Keith
That's
Robertson has not been in.
I feel like Rich is kind of going through, like, a depression right now.
Robertson, everybody on this side of the ring is in there. Here come the
I feel like
Nasty
Rich
Boys.
is
That's
struggling
gonna
a
even it
little
up.
Didn't take them long to get the clue. Look at that nod. Slams down. The executioner, number 1, Robertson, whipped into the rope. Double
Oh, hell yeah.
clothesline off.
Gangle Bell.
Nice drop kick, and Jeff makes the cover. 2, 3.
Great move by Jeff Jarrett. 3 minutes.
I usually had a girl with me and then a paranoid, maybe schizophrenic Eastern European man.
31 seconds, and
Traveled with
Robertson
me quite a
had the
bit, too.
shoulders pinned by Jeff Jarrett.
He was on the Alabama trips, I know for sure.
Very good win for Jeff and the Nasty Boys, and they brought a victory.
He would get
out of
really
some
nervous
turmoil
when I
that
would, like,
took place
if
in
I
there.
trolled
really
the
thought we were
locals
gonna
or
have it
was a
stopped
smart ass. He was
before we ever
convinced
got
that we
to
were
the
going to get,
conclusion
like,
of that doggone
buried
thing,
in a
David. We've
swamp
got
and never
other
heard
big
from
action
again.
coming up. Some interesting news and videotapes. Take time out.
Play
Be
gigs
back
in
to
Vegas.
it.
Sure. Meet up with Minnie Manson.
Remember, I told you, special Christmas prices, just $5 and $3 for an admission to a whale of a night of action.
$5,
Nightmare
man.
number 1 will be going
The
against
midget
Billy
wrestling
Travis.
that's coming to
Bruise
town
Brothers will be
is,
facing the rock and roll
$40.
RPMs. Boy, that'll be a scrap and a half with the newcomers going against the old vets, the RPMs. Nasty Boys going against King Carl Fergie and Hector Guerrero. Big Scott Hall will be in to face the Black Panther. Bill's superstar
Wow,
Dundee,
Big Scott
Tjo
Hall against the
Khan.
Black
No love
Panther.
lost in
What a
that son of a
crossover.
gun. And it's going to be a grudge match with Jeff Jarrett having to go against the rough and tough street fighter Manny Fernandez. Finally, $1 per pound battle royal. Yeah, each of the guys have paid $1 per pound. The promotion matched it. $8,130 goes to the winner. Whole lot of scrapping going on for that Christmas bonus. See you Wednesday night.
These guys just had a very successful match in there in the 6-man.
Jedi Joy on the vocals, absolutely.
And I got to tell you, they've been coming on strong. The Nasty Boys.
Oh,
Man,
I
I'll
don't
tell
like
you,
the makeup.
you guys had a chance to go against the Midnight Rockers in a challenge, and I have
Feels
said
like Saturday
it
morning,
was
yep.
a super match. I think you surprised them. They didn't think you're
How
going
you
to be
doing,
that
Daniel
tough.
Murray?
Yeah, I think we did too. Friendship goes a long way. We know for 3 years. We fought together in bars. We partied together, right? But now, after this happened, me and Sag look back. They've been taking advantage of us for a long time. They've been riding with us. They sleep while we drive. We paid for the drinks, all kinds of stuff. They've been taking advantage of us long before that match, and it finally hit us, you know. After
Never
that.
pick
Let
up
me
a tab.
interrupt you just a second, Brian. I've been told, Jerry, that we got a weigh-in back here. We're weighing in, as you guys
Listen, this
know,
is very
on the
important,
$1
but we
per
need to
pound.
watch Shawn Michaels
And
weigh
speaking
in.
of the Rockers, there's Shawn Michaels weighing in right now as they're checking the scale.
Everybody glance,
everybody's seen that match. You can see them weighing in back there. They're not going to look that happy when they get in that battle royal they're putting the money up for. They push, and they push till there's no end. Finally,
$1
it came to
a pound
conclusion, that
battle
match you've
royal.
seen.
Well,
I'm mind blown
Thing,
by
Lance,
that.
we get them twice. We get them twice. Not only do we get them in a match, and we're gonna beat them in that match, but we get them in the Battle Royal.
So complicated.
More punishment, baby.
So you guys...
You don't double-cross the Nasty Boys. You don't double-cross the Nasty Boys.
I hadn't planned to.
3 years of friendship, some goof
Do you
comes
think
up
they
with
should
money all down
weigh
the
in
tubes.
nude?
What do you think of that, Lance?
Well,
Ganglabash?
I will reserve my comment. I think you pretty well know that I'm not happy about it coming out here right now. You're a little premature. You're not supposed to be out here.
Oh boy, here we go.
Mark Goulet.
I couldn't stand it any longer. I cannot stand to hear these men even speak of the world champion tag
Yeah,
team.
this is my
Don't you
first.
men even talk
We
about
watched '86, but otherwise, this is my first like real extended exposure to
A
it.
lot of friendship just because you're money. Manager, you go through us now, okay?
He comes here with money. 3 years of friendship down the tubes for that. What's his money going to do 2 years from now when you got no friends, huh?
What is friendship going to do? Is that going to pay the bills? You know, friendship is really
Friendship
nice.
ain't gonna pay the
Sometimes it's got to
bills.
step aside. And I'll tell you what did you...
That sounds like a Savvy Guy video. You know, people say that friendship, is good, but what has having a friend done for you lately? Does having a friend pay your bills? Does having a friend let you clap it from behind? That's foolishness.
You done the same thing for you in our place?
No, I don't think we would have there, Janetti. I saw your
some
clothes
big fat
line and
lies.
you were down. You were down.
Oh, like the USWA?
It's so funny. We taught these two punks everything they knew. They came off a football field not knowing the first thing about professional wrestling. The Midnight Rockers took them in, and now look at them. They're all painted up and big, mean, and nasty. You guys are the biggest joke in professional wrestling, pal. You are the
John, hey, come on, Jerry.
Let me tell you something.
Come on, guys.
Oh, wow, here we go. Oh, EFD.
You guys save it for the ring.
EFD, please.
Come on, Ron.
$306. Look at those jeans Marty's got on. Those are kind of neat.
That respect, you take somebody and you teach them the way of wrestling. You teach them how to learn, and you do everything for them, and that's the respect they
Marty looks
show.
like he just came off the
gather
ski
from the
slopes with
closeness
those
here that
Macho
the
Man
deal
sunglasses.
has been completed with Mark Goulet, huh?
Lance,
the money was supposed
So
to
he
come
bought
up.
the
Did they come up
Rockers?
with the
Wow.
money, huh?
the money has exchanged hands. The contracts are signed. I now officially represent the finest tag team in professional wrestling today.
I want to hear it from you guys.
That's right, Lance.
Is this
Don't
really
you worry.
the truth?
It is all, Lance. I'll tell you what, just to show that the Midnight Rockers are top-notch kind of guys, we're going to share the wealth with you, pal, because I tell you what, Lance, I like you a
Very
whole lot.
generous.
I don't like you that much, pal. Give me that back.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, Lance, here's a $10 bill for you.
There we
You
go,
buy another
10
one of them
bucks.
snappy suits of yours. I'll tell you that much right now. You know something, Lance? Now stop talking. I know you're always trying to jump in here. It's so funny to me. The Nasty Boys, they come out here all big and mean. We'll see you in the ring. I'll tell you what, the Midnight Rockers, the former world champions, the Southern Tag
What would
Team
keep
champions.
someone
Let me
from
tell you
putting
what,
like a brick
we're
in their
just
pocket
shivering
for the
in
$1 a
our
pound
boots
battle royal,
about
you know?
two big pukes wanting to beat us up. I'll tell you what, we've gone through every tag team in the world today, and we come out smelling like a rose. And you want to know why? It's because we're number one. You ain't got to like us, but there isn't a tag team in the world that can touch the Midnight Rockers as far as professional wrestling is concerned.
Well, we heard the story. We've seen the fact that you actually sold out to this guy. You took the money and went with him. You made the bed. Now you're going to have to
Why
lay
don't
in
you
it.
paint your face like them painted pansies? Hey, come on out there and see if you get a side show in the
That was a
circus,
Ben
huh?
Thorpe
Talking
line.
about laying in beds, that's another thing, the Nasty Boys. I think they're all upset. You know what? The question that keeps coming to Marty and I's mind is, how in the world do the Nasty Boys get any chicks? Well, you want to know how? It was from hanging around these two studs right here. Well, them days are over, boys. You're going to have to pick them up on your own now, and that's a lot of lonely nights.
Okay, you see it. The Midnight
Yeah,
Rockers,
exactly.
Mark
You could
Goulet,
really
it is
rig the,
official, David.
weight
They
system.
have signed with him, and they are now represented by Mark Goulet. And, you know, does it sound familiar? Have we seen guys that have taken
Take
that
the
quick,
money.
short path? You remember? Paul Diamond, huh? Talk to
Paul
him a little later.
Diamond,
What happened?
former drug
They're
addict,
all
Paul
falling
Diamond.
out. Hey, had second thoughts about it and a lot of other things. We could name a bunch of them that are exactly the same. Okay, let's get back up into the ring, my boy. We've got some more action.
Intelligence.
Oh, boy, looking down at this one.
What was it?
I do not indeed.
Intelligence, integrity, and...
David Wilson in the ring right now. Got to admire him for climbing in there because he is going against,
integrity.
out of Amarillo, Texas, 263 pounds worth of Jimmy Jack Funk. And here he comes right now.
Well, it's one thing to be mean, but when you're mean and you got a couple of screws loose upstairs, it just makes it that much more vicious. Jimmy Jack dumping that rope over the post up there, the one with the bell tied to the end, the referee, Jerry Calhoun. And he jumped him just as we were ringing a bell.
Typical of Jimmy Jack Funk. Didn't even wait for the bell. He just
AP, that's a good callback.
David Wilson hit with a clothesline.
He just kept dashing.
Jack Funk. Still wearing those
it was the
chaps
three eyes: intelligence, integrity, and
David Wilson.
Intelligence, integrity.
Jimmy Jack sliding the bottom of the boot off the top
Oh,
of
you
David's
think
head.
that the athletic commission would find it?
Look at that.
Nice looking back
Boy, just
or backbreaker.
pounding. Look at him holding him down there. My advice, give it up, David, man. It is not worth it.
Intelligence, integrity,
This guy, he is absolutely wild enough. He can
yeah,
hurt you
intensity,
permanently
integrity,
in there in a
and now
split
I
second.
can't. I give up. Intelligence, integrity, and intensity.
David
Intelligence, integrity, and intensity.
He's no match at all.
And then he would say,
And it
"Who's with
looks
me
like
for abstinence?"
That big power slam from Jimmy Jack Funk. That'll be all of it, too.
Minute 10 seconds of time on it. Jimmy Jack Funk in control before the opening bell started. He seized control and kept it the entire way.
Yes, he did. So an
Ice House
impressive
beer.
win for Big Jimmy Jack Funk as he won
Intelligence,
against
integrity,
David.
and Ice House.
Take care of sissies. With the
Fart on
Texas
his noose.
Twister. I got one question for everybody out here. Where are all the heroes?
Where are the... Yes, thank you.
Expect everybody to look up to sissies like Fat Jerry Lawler, Sissy Boy, Jeff Jarrett, Jeff Travis.
What did he say?
To look up to sissies like Fat Jerry Lawler, Sissy Boy, Jeff Jarrett, Jeff Travis, Bill Dundee. No! Where I come from, the Funks are heroes. When you hear the name Funk, you listen.
Boo.
I was just talking
You're not
to
a
my
real
cousin
Funk.
Terry and my cousin Dory, and they told me I'm not getting the respect
Maybe to
I
cover
deserve.
up that he was Jesse
Well,
Barr.
I'll tell you what, every time I get in that ring, from this day forward,
And maybe because he looks
hurt
vaguely
somebody.
Terry Funk-esque because of his hair and the goatee if they cover his face.
Respect Jimmy Jack Funk. You hear me?
I hear what you're saying.
Hurt him real bad.
Jimmy Jack Funk, what do he do to David in there if he's going to start hurting somebody? I got to tell you, take time out. Be back in a moment. About wrestling schools, we'd have some information on one. Our buddy Randy Hales went to Bill Dundee's, who has one in Gallatin, Tennessee. Let's listen to Randy as they go through the school, okay?
All right,
Special
we've had
report
a lot of
with
opportunities
EFD.
to talk to Superstar Bill Dundee, but this one a little bit different. We're at his home in Gallatin, Tennessee. And Bill, everybody knows
Same,
about
Bo.
your wrestling career. Some of the people may not know that you're involved in running a wrestling school. Now, wrestling's hard enough when you just have to worry about yourself, but now you're worried about 10 other guys and trying to train them. What's the reason?
Well, I don't know. It's just like, you know, I've told this part of the story before. When I started, when I was a kid in Australia and I wanted to be a wrestler, there was no such thing as a wrestling school. I used to run around and knock on doors and everybody would tell me I was too small, and I'd go to the matches and say, well, I'll just wrestle anybody. You know, and it was just, but that doesn't work that way. So I guess it's just like trying to play for the Chicago Bears. You just can't walk up and say, I want to be Jim McMahon. You got to know what you're doing.
I want this whole, I want the entire
Over
set.
the years have asked me and said, Bill, can you
that
teach me to
Lance
wrestle?
and,
Well, for one reason or
Dave
another, I
set
didn't
up.
have no time because it was, you know. So then I got to thinking about it, And for something that's been so good to me over the last umpteen years, I thought, now what can I give back to the sport that I love and and it's been my life for the last God knows what. So I figured all them kids are asking, so if Bill Dundee can do anything to help them get into the wrestling business or make it easier, I figured, well, I'll just start a wrestling school. So I did that, got involved with the gymnasium side of it, got involved with the wrestling part. I got about 10 kids now, and then they're all athletes in their own right. So on Sundays, like you asked, it's hard. I go up there from about 12 till 5 in the afternoon and teach them to wrestle.
I've heard they're doing real good.
Oh, they're doing real good. And talking about doing real good, you want to go see them?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's see them, right?
We'll go.
Okay. Bill, there's a lot of things that goes with being a professional wrestler, and
Ooh,
this is
EFD
a very,
doing
very
a
important part of it. We're in
IRL
your gym,
interview
as a matter
in a
of fact,
Confederate
right
gym.
Yeah, Gatlin, Tennessee. Now, this is the part that nobody likes to do. I mean, all the football players got to do it. Jim McMahon got to do it. Even the refrigerators got to do it. You got to come to this gym. It doesn't matter what sport you're in. It does, whatever gym, whatever you are, or whatever you want to do, professional sport, you got to come work out. Now, this is the hard part. I mean, we have a lot of fun wrestling. We have a lot of fun driving up and down the road, but this is the hard part. And everybody, little kids in the backyard, go for a wrestle.
Whoa.
But professional, hang on here. Timmy.
He went for a hip toss, and Bill, let's see if we can hear Bill describe.
Whoa, this would be a cool venue.
When you bring him out, see, you did it with your leg. If your leg goes out, you knock that thing out, brother. You get that butt up under you. So when you...
Bill describing how to do a hip toss.
That's right. See, either you do it with your leg, you can push the cartilage out of your leg or anything. That's what
Man, this would be
right
so
there.
cool to see
like
matches in this.
that's one
Don't you
thing
think
to
so?
do.
In this
You
like
watch
crack
them,
house.
teach them in the first place.
Teach him right. Like everything else, you go learn to swim. That's very good. He was on balance, and that was it. Now, if anybody's interested, just give the superstar a call, and the number is, if it's out of town, area code 615-452-9464.
Great interview
right here at this
from
gym, and I'll answer you,
EFD, but
and I can
please,
personally teach you. So if you're
EFD,
interested in being a wrestler,
$306.
just give us a call. And like I said, I'm just trying to
Please.
give back something to the sport. It's been good to me for the last few years. And like I said, I'm just trying to make it easy.
Yeah, super job, Bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Billy,
Whoa,
let me say
oh,
this.
man,
I've had
look
a
at this
lot of people,
outfit.
Dave and I were talking about, we get all the time people asking about, how I can get into wrestling. And what I've told them, I didn't have the number and all. If they want to take a little longer, they could write to the individual station in their area to Bill Dundee Wrestling School in care of the station, and it will be forwarded to you. That's the only way I knew to tell them.
Yeah, that's about how it is, and it's just like I explained it on the tape, so we're not going to go all over that
Basement
again.
brawls, yeah.
I'm just trying
That was
to
a
give
cool
back
looking
something
place.
that's been nice to me, and people, every day somebody will ask you, they'll ask Dave or Jerry Lawler or somebody in the wrestling business, how do I get in? Well, that's how you get in, brother. I don't know, it's just a kind of a hobby.
I called all the
And
numbers
maybe,
on
friends,
Smoky
you can
Mountain.
turn out some guys that know about wrestling,
Even
and
the
some
businesses.
of these street brawlers that we have.
Oh, yeah.
I do
I do,
sometimes
like I
call
said,
the
it's no piece
businesses
of
on
cake. I
like
got a friend of
Gordon
mine
Ramsay.
sitting
If I
home
see
right
him
now,
on Gordon
goes to that
Ramsay,
school,
I'll just
Barry
call him
Davis.
and
He
ask
hurt
him
his
how
leg,
they're
he'll be
doing.
back in a month, so everybody gets hurt. Now, but they got me booked with an idiot now, not no wrestler. They got me booked with Tjo Khan, so everything you learn of it.
Oh, my God. Hey, come on. Can't you wait till somebody's through? You come out here, it's the second time you've been...
How dare you perpetrate a fraud on the American people, telling them you're a wrestling instructor? You look more like
You're a
something
wrestling
like some sort of dime store or hillbilly singer than you do a professional wrestling teacher.
Lance, ever since this idiot showed up here, I've been trying to figure out the accent.
Idiot.
Because I
How
got an
dare
accent.
you.
I'm from the other side of the world. But I believe you invented that, Gulene. I believe you invented the name and all the money you're supposed to have.
I don't think you're
like
using your
Peter
real
Lawley
name.
of the wrestling business. So get off my interview time, punk.
I tell you what, you want to learn something about wrestling, you get in the ring with my man Tjo Khan, who's learned from the best, the House of Guleen. And
House of
I'm going to
Guleen.
show you who the fraud is around here, idiot, because I'm going to get up here and wrestle this clown, and maybe you'll leave and take them stupid rockers with you. Wonderful. Yeah, wonderful nothing. Just watch this, big boy.
I'll tell you one thing. Oh, yeah. Jumping from behind in there. Bill Dundee going to go in the ring. I tell you, when you throw a challenge out to this guy, he's going to take it up. Guleen hits him before he ever gets in the ring. And then Tjo Khan catches him while he's still not ready in there. Never gave him a break going in the ring. As Tjo Khan nailing Bill Dundee.
Wow.
We had a match scheduled.
Oh, no, not the dreaded
He wanted a
shoulder
wrestling
lock.
lesson. We'll give him one he'll never forget. He may never recover from this lesson.
Yeah, I noticed you had to hit him
He
from
may-
behind
he
before he
may
ever
die,
got inside
Lance
the
Russell.
ring. As Tjo Khan with a chokehold right now. We need somebody
man,
to come
nice.
out. This isn't wrestling. He's going out there.
Ping pong, this is wrestling. This is a wrestling.
Choking him in there. That's not wrestling.
Absolutely.
Hey, come on now. You're carrying it beyond. We need a little help in here. Yeah, I need some.
Oh,
Hector
here we go.
Guerrero, what? Hey, get up there. He's choking him. For crying out loud.
Get up there, he's choking him. Game changer wrestling. I think I've watched a few of those over the years.
Tjo is choking on him. Yeah, break him up. Get him off his throat, Hector. Well, Hector Guerrero
Is Hector
at
going to
least
turn
served the purpose
face
to
after
get
weeks
Tjo
of taunting
Khan
the
back
crowd?
off. And Hector, for that we thank you in there for stepping in and interrupting.
Thank you for your
when the
service,
guy was
Hector,
choking.
and
Dundee
Jedi
is
Dream.
about out of it right now. Oh, yeah. I might have known.
Oh, boy. A hat under the sombrero.
Tjo Khan and Hector Guerrero on Dundee. Here comes Billy Travis, John Paul.
Ooh, stream favorite John Paul was out there. Who's that guy?
And they finally get, oh, you're a lot of help, Hector. Fine, you're a lot of help.
He needed a little help. You know, he needed a little help just about all these people that hang around here. They look kind of what I got here in my hand.
I see. Bill being helped out of the ring after being
Ring
the
the
first
damn
thing that
bell.
happened is Gouline hit him before he ever got into the ring. And then
Is that
Tjo
John
Khan,
Paul?
but Bill
Wow.
turned around.
He looks
Tjo
different in his
Khan got
street
him from
clothes.
behind
Okay,
and
I'll be
tried
right
to
back.
choke
I gotta
him
put
to death
Rico
in
back
there.
up in his bed.
Hector Guerrero comes out. Yeah, I'm going to help. I'm going to help. And what's he do?
I'm kind of just like all you people out here. Hey, do I look a little bit familiar? Does my leg look a little bit of a redneck condition? Let me tell you what causes that. You know what causes that? Let me take one here. This is one of these natives hanging around these parts. You know what happens? Their brain gets so swollen because they got so much ignorance in their brain that the brain swells and it prevents from all the blood to going up. And that's when you get this red condition of the neck. That's what happens. You people remember that because here is the best, and that is the Mexican. You remember that.
More advice from the Mexican connection, Hector Guerrero. Dave, we got a match coming up.
Yeah, we do. The Mexican Connections. Hector Guerrero jumps in there and grabs Ken Raper just before the bell sounds. Hector out here running his mouth and interfering in the guise of helping to break up an altercation between Bill Dundee and
Tjo Khan? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But I could be wrong.
Officially against Ken Raper. Well, he picked him straight up in the air and suplexed him. Guerrero dropping
I read
down
the
to
Missing
upper
Links
arm.
book, but I
There's
can't
cover. Count
remember.
is at 1, 2. Ken Raper able to break out of it at the 2 count. He's still alive against
Ken
Hector.
Raper.
Hector out of Mexico City. Ken Raper out of Memphis.
Raper out of Memphis.
Back on the ropes, Ken Raper.
Oh, man.
Look at that. Hector. Through and halfway
Oh,
across the ring.
damn, dude.
He caught him with that forearm uppercut.
Hold on. I want to go back and see that again.
Through and halfway across the ring.
That was a really
Look at
nice
that.
sell on that.
Hector. Through and halfway across the ring.
He caught him with that forearm uppercut. Look at here. Has he got him?
Oh, my
He's
Lord.
got the shoulders down now. Count of 2 and 3. That's it. 104.
Great
Hector
sell on the
Guerrero
uppercut, though.
takes the measure of Ken Raper here in a 1-fall, 10-minute time limit
Ken
match. So
Raper.
it didn't take Hector long once he jumped in the ring.
So much for Ken
That'll
Raper.
happen to anybody who gets in the ring with me. And all you chicken kids, you remember, that's what you look like, and this is what you are. A chicken.
Oh, yeah, let's take a break. We got more action coming up. We're going to be back to it in just a moment.
You're probably right. It probably wasn't a sell. Just knocked him down. But it looked great.
Oh, in case you just tuned in, my friend, what I'm talking
You
about
must
is
not like that guy.
$5 and $3. That's right. Wednesday, Coliseum, special
love
prices.
squash matches.
And boy, what a special night of action. $1 per pound battle royal. Jeff will be going against Manny Fernandez. Bill Dundee, special match with Tjo Khan. I know the man does not like to get jumped from behind.
That's right, Lance. Nobody likes to be that. Well, I'm just going to tell you something, Mark Deline. There's going to be one guy short in that battle royal, because if you've got that idiot I plane tackling him out long before we get into the battle royal. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh, my Tjo Khan's 6 foot tall and 260 pounds, and he's only 5'7" and 218 pounds. Well, that don't matter, brother, because you like to quote things from books, and have you ever read the first book that somebody ever wrote? There was a guy 7 feet tall, a guy 5'7", and little David won that one, and little Billy plans on winning this one. Oh, I'm not saying he ain't tough. I'm not saying he ain't bad.
Man, this
the
is
thing that you overlooked is the superstar stuff, and he's bad, and I'm going to prove it to you and that idiot Wednesday night right there at 400 Court Street, which is the Coliseum, and I'll see you there, punk, and I'm taking your Chinaman out.
Ooh, I got a feeling that's going to be a scrap and a half. But that's
Damn,
just
man, that was a million-mile-an-hour promo.
Battle Royal $1 per pound is worth $8,130 to the guy that wins it. And that is going to bring out the best or the worst in everybody that's in there. They'd love to have that as a special Christmas bonus. All in all, looks like a big, big night coming up Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum. Make your plans to be
So
there.
so Tjo Khan's completely separate person then.
Okay, we got a tag match. We can get them out here and let's get going on this.
They look
Let's
similar,
get the tag out here. We're out of
2013.
time. You know, we ended up with about 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll only get this Midnight Rockers and Billy Travis, John Paul.
That would have been a fun experience to learn from Bill Dundee.
Okay, here come the AWA Southern Tag Team Champions. This is their first official appearance of the Midnight Rockers with Mark.
Can't believe this guy managed Shawn Michaels. That is so fucking funny.
Dave, how about the officials?
All right, it's going to be the Midnight Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty going against the team
What's
of
up,
Billy
Justin
Travis
Croft?
and John Paul. This was going to be an expiration of time match, and unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of time left. But
Am I your new favorite stringer? Probably not if you come on any other day than today, than Fridays.
As we get this one underway, referee Jerry Calhoun, we await the signal. Billy Travis over to try to shake hands
But
with
on
Marty
Friday,
Jannetty. Jannetty just turned and walked
absolutely.
away from him. Jannetty and Michaels
I'm the Friday goat.
have had certainly a change of attitude in the last 6-7 days as they have signed on with Mark Guerrero, who's in their corner.
Well, I go back, Dave, and we look at
Billy's
the
already getting the
situation.
clapping
You
going.
remember both Pat Tanaka and Paul Diamond, when they associated with downtown Bruno, what happened to him. John Paul, Marty Jannetty starting out in there, I would simply say the fact that they have a new association doesn't diminish the ability of these guys. We have said in every way we can, they're as good as anybody that we've ever seen step in the ring, the Midnight Rockers. But there's a lot that's going to happen when you start looking only at the dollar and you don't see what's behind. I don't know how else to say it. I'm sure there's a better way than that. Jannetty with John Paul with a front face lock in there.
Yeah.
Travis and Paul, while nowhere near their reputation.
We're very, well, I don't
that the
know.
Midnight
I mean, I guess
Rockers have,
technically
they're,
we're a
they're
variety
couple of
channel, but to
very
me, I think a
capable
lot
young
of it
guys
is kind of
themselves, Davey.
has crossover appeal.
Right, John Paul. Oh.
The numbers don't
Fair shot
reflect
right
that.
there
but
from Marty Jannetty, though.
I have faith
Pops
over
it
a long
again. John Paul out of
timeline. We'll find the right audience.
Oh,
We'll
shot his
always
hair
be
full
in
of
that
rockets.
sweet spot of right where we're supposed
From
to be.
outside, Mark Guerrero slapped
Yeah, he's got no business doing that, Jerry.
No. The referee knows something happened, but he didn't see exactly what. So.
Oh, wow, a
There's
Ruby
tag made
space
by
set.
John
And see what I
Paul.
mean?
Billy Travis comes in to do battle with Shawn Michaels.
Thank you, Rubster. I appreciate
Billy
it.
reverses him into the ropes, leaps over. Michaels blocked him.
Make
Yeah.
sure to check out Ruby
Shows some
Spacek,
strength
who
there.
has her own playlist on my channel, of
Hey,
course.
Travis stayed with him. Look at that. There goes Jannetty. There goes Michaels. And the two guys who are known
A true Boyd legend.
for their air acrobatics.
I'm very high
flying
right
through
now.
the
I'm
air,
like
put
really
there by Billy
high.
Travis. So they were being controlled rather than
What's up,
controlling.
Distinction?
Michael's not happy about it.
No, I think what they think is that they got a patent and a copyright on all those kind of moves. Let me tell you, they're wrong. There are a lot of guys in there that got good moves.
Shawn Michaels making
We're
the
watching
tag
the
on his partner,
evolution of
Marty
Shawn
Jannetty.
Michaels.
John Paul sent him to the ropes. They double up
Extreme
on him with a
favorite,
boot as he
John
comes
Paul.
off of there.
Oh,
Smack
man.
him down. Leave him laying on the mat. There's a cover by Jannetty. The
Oh, look
referee's
at Michaels
over
just
to
trying to
Billy
pose.
Trey.
Got thrown off.
2 and 3. This fall is history. 2 minutes, 57 seconds.
Fixing the
And the win
economy.
goes to Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Michaels and Jannetty come through in this fall. We're going to have to check our time and see how much
Oh,
time
we're in
left for
expiration
any
of time
further
mode.
action in this expiration of time match. But no question about it, Jannetty and Michaels come up with that one. They didn't do it easy, and we haven't seen the last of that action in a moment. We're going to take time out. We'll be back in just one moment.
I'll have to see how to redirect, and we can redirect
At
to
the
like
new team of the Bruise Brothers, Ron and Don, the Blue Jean Bruise Brothers.
like two-viewer
They are
Indian
sponsored,
streamers.
as I think we indicated earlier in the program, by the great singing group Sawyer Brown.
My favorite
we got
tag
some
team
comments
ever?
from
Oh, man.
Mark Miller and Hobie, I think,
Demolition,
about
probably.
it. So let's take a listen and see what this interview is.
Oh, here we go. What in the world's happening here?
We're real excited because we're here
Oh,
to tell
Christopher
you about
Walken,
a couple new
fantastic.
wrestlers that we're going to be, I guess, introducing to the Mid-South area. They actually had their first wrestling match in Memphis last week, and they wrestled a couple guys that hit Donnie with brass knuckles.
Yeah, they were real excited. They've wrestled a lot in Florida, but this was
Oh,
their
Vinny,
first
what's up,
Mid-South
man?
appearance. They were excited about coming and wrestling, and then this incident happened with brass knuckles with the rock and roll RPMs. And yeah, that was a little disappointing because we know wrestling fans who want to see wrestling, not street
Oh,
brawlers.
thank you,
So
Distinction,
it was
for the
kind of a
$9.99.
surprise,
That's
but
very generous,
these guys
man.
they're back in Florida training.
We'll funnel
They'll come
it
back
directly
this
back
week and be
into,
ready to wrestle here again.
And they're here to stay. I
Cannabis
mean, they're
or,
coming to the
goat
Mid-South.
This is where you'll see them.
They're exciting couple guys. They're identical twins. They're 6'7". They're great
Much
athletes.
appreciated, man.
And they're going to win some. They're going to lose some. But we're going to be right there with them all the way. And we want the fans to be out there supporting these guys because they're true wrestlers. And they
here in
come to
Memphis.
wrestle. And
What a-
they're
this guy
athletes.
is
And I think
wild,
it's
man.
exciting to watch professional athletes in action. And I don't understand this
We don't know what
brutality.
happened
kind of
the
thing.
other night in Memphis,
who
but
these
these guys
people
are
are?
here to wrestle, and we know that's what you guys are here to watch.
And we are going to be ringside from time to time throughout their career. I mean, we're going to be behind these guys all the way. So we want to invite all the wrestling fans to come out in the Mid-South area and watch the Blue Denim Bruise Brothers, and Sawyer Brown's going to be right there in
Sawyer
your corner all the
We'll
way.
see you ringside.
Okay, there you hear it, Mark and Hobie, and here they come right now. What am
Basically,
I looking
if
around?
you
can
go
see
to a
these
Memphis
guys
show,
anywhere.
you
Ron
might
and Don.
meet
Now,
Sawyer Brown.
You gotta help me one more time, Ron. Okay, and this is Don. How you doing, partner?
Oh,
Ron and
wow.
Don Bruise, and it's very exciting.
So look at this old school Ron and Don Harris, like Skull and 8 Ball from the Disciples of Apocalypse, the Bruise Brothers. Oh my gosh, wow. Look at this. They look so different.
We were glad to see you guys in there. And
Crazy.
I just want to make a comment about the match you had with the RPMs. Did it kind of surprise you that they don't have much respect for the rules and the way they bend them and just flagrantly
I can't believe. I mean, I would have never
Did that
recognized
surprise you
them.
guys?
Yeah, it did. We went in there just to have a good, straight-up match, and they pulled something out of their tights. And
Oh my God, Bob Brown, 10 memberships. Thank you so
Hey,
much, man.
Can I tell you, it won't be the last time, and I hope every time
That's
you're going to be a
crazy
little more
generous,
ready
dude.
for,
Who are we getting? Let's
for
see
that
if we got.
kind of
Oh,
action
Ernie.
because you're going to be seen.
Nice.
Listen, you
Benny
guys went to
Levine.
school with what, Mark and Hobie? Was
I
that
don't
the
know,
idea?
Roberto.
Or Mark?
Oh yeah, I know
Sure
him
did.
from
We went-
Grace's
it's a little
chat.
town called Apopka. right outside of Orlando, Florida.
Elsa, Sean Leary.
What is this story that I heard Mark
Fucking
saying
low
about
key
you guys
got one.
throwing a whole senior class
That's
up
not a bad pack.
about the way, and the
We got a
principal, is there any
big,
truth to that, Don?
big chat
No,
presence,
to it?
Roberto.
Well, how do you feel about it now that you're into professional wrestling and all
Yeah, but
on
seriously,
your
thank
career?
you, Bob.
You
That's
looking
crazy
forward
generous,
to it?
man.
Is it any different than what you thought, or what?
Yeah, we're very much excited.
It's hard.
about
It's
it.
hard
We're
to
having a
believe
good
we're in
time.
the
There's a
we're
lot of-
not in a portal right
You know,
now.
you see a lot of these guys out here talking about what they're going to do, how bad they are, et cetera, et cetera. Well, we're new in professional wrestling, and we're just looking to do the best we can every time we go out here. And hopefully the crowd will get behind us.
Hey, I
Billy
gotta
and
say
Chuck,
one thing.
they-
You have
I
got
can't
one
believe this is
ingredient
the
that over
Harris
the years
brothers.
that Dave and I've been doing wrestling commentary is invaluable, and that is you're both athletes. Now, boy, let me tell you,
Bob
that will
Brown,
carry you a
big,
long way. That won't carry you all the
big
way. It
presence
takes
at the merch
determination, a
table
lot
at
of the other
Fusion
things that I'm
Studios.
sure you've heard about. But son of a gun, you got a lot of it going, and we're going to wish you the
Big
best of luck,
Cicero
and we'll be looking
supporter.
forward to seeing Sawyer Brown when they can come down in your corner in there, and good luck to you.
It was
Don,
a thing.
Ron,
Like it was
the Bruise
a
Brothers,
trend
we'll be
for a
looking
while.
forward to having them back from time to
As
time.
long as it was in the correct
they're a
ear.
couple of real nice young guys, and boy, big. They're very
Yeah, that was
big.
Ron and Don
The
Harris.
total
Can you
weight
believe
over
that?
500 pounds. They go
was
about
like,
501 for the pair of them, Davey.
And like you say, the athletic ability should put them in good stead when they step into that ring. Hey, we had a lot of action going on here today on Championship Wrestling. We had Manny Fernandez, the Raging Bull, in here. It was all Manny as he was going against Mr. Class. Ricky Fontana said Mr. Class on the back of his wrestling tights. Manny Fernandez got the victory in that one. Then it was Jeff Jarrett and the Nasty Boys, Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sag, as they teamed up in a six-man tag team match
my
against
gosh.
the team of the Executioners with Nate the Rat, Nathaniel
Distinction.
Whitlock
Thank
in
you
their
for
corner,
another
and
$9.99 in a
Keith
bidding war
Robertson.
with
Keith
Bob
Robertson
Brown for
has allied
Fusion's
himself
approval.
on several
All
occasions with,
all
folks
approval
like the
granted. Thank you,
Executioners. They
Distinction.
made
I
for a
appreciate
rugged
that,
tag
man.
team, but the team of Jeff Jarrett and the Nasty Boys did, in fact, come out with a victory. A little over 3.5 minutes at the time, and it was Jeff that got the pin with a fine drop kick that he put on Keith
Bring out the
Robertson
lobster.
to wrap it up.
Yeah, you might say they
Bring
came
out the
of
Aldi's
pile,
lobster
too,
cakes
because there were a
for
pile of
taste
guys in the
testing.
ring when he was able to execute that drop kick and pound them on down. We got a total of, in case you missed it, we opened up talking about the $1 a pound battle royal that's coming up, and we got the total on it. The total guys to repeat it, weighed in at 4,126 pounds. So that means 4,126 bucks that the wrestlers had to put up. And then the promotion matches the amount that the guys had to put up, and it comes to a total of $8,250.
Well, I'm glad we watched another episode of this instead of the interview, because seeing Ron and Don Harris alone was
one
worth
person
it.
to
Like,
win in
holy
that
shit.
$1 a pound battle royal. David, we have done it again.
We're out of time.
Out of time. What can I say? Thank goodness we'll have some more next week, and hope you'll take advantage of joining us for it. Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
Don't give one to ATF. Okay, I gotta go. I'm like mind blown by all the money and memberships. I really immensely appreciate it for sure. I'll be back tomorrow, but if you're here for wrestling, we'll definitely be back next Friday for Memphis wrestling again. But tomorrow is Boyd Watch Live. It's gonna be spectacular as always. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for that. Then we'll start. We'll be back to mostly normal schedule next week, except I'm gonna be a shorter stream on Wednesday because I gotta meet with Bethadone again to work on our podcast. But what a great episodes, good times. Thank you for the memberships, the money, Ruby for the raid. Always good to get a Ruby SpaceX raid. I'll figure out how that works for next time so we can send some Boyd streamers our little group. But yeah, thanks for hanging out and everything. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully I will see you guys soon.